Hello, everyone, and welcome to Papermaker Stadium here on the campus of J.R. Garrett's Middle School, site for tonight's WIAA Division I second round playoff game between the visiting Stevens Point Panthers and the host, Kimberly Papermakers. I'm Ricardo Arguello, hanging out with Brett Christopherson, bringing you those high-definition shots. Jim Rosandick. We're all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin, and Brett, finally got our audio issues solved, but I'll tell you what, though, we're expecting a good one here between the visiting Panthers, Brett, winners of 9 in a row, and the defending Division I state champion Papermakers.
Great matchup, right? 9-1 SPASH, 8-1 Kimberly. SPASH with 9 straight wins after that Week 1 loss to McQuantico. McQuantico, a team that was in the state finals against this very Kimberly team. But curious to see defense, but I think defense is the name of the game tonight. And the fact that I think this Papermakers offense, Ricardo, going back-to-back weeks against Appleton North, a team that we think has one of the best defensive units in the state of Wisconsin. Week 9 and then last week in the first round of the playoffs. Are the Papermakers a little bit more battle-tested, right, going against such a sturdy, tough, hard-nosed physical unit like Appleton North? Having said that, though.
Not a 7 seed, by the way. Appleton North, you're not going to find a better 7 seed, I'll tell you that.
This Panthers team has some skill players, some guys that can hurt you offensively. They've got, of course, the quarterback, number 13, Grant Chandana. And then number 34, their running back, Braylon Smola, who's had a heck of a season as well. So how are they going to go against a Kimberly defense that's led by Sam McGivern, right, and Sawyer Hanlon, those two fantastic standout defensive linemen? It's just going to be really interesting how this plays out. You got a hot Kimberly, a SPASH team, but again, a Kimberly team that knows this level, knows what it's all about, knows what playoff football is all about. Having said all that, this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to seeing how this all plays out.
And, Brett, whatever team wins this game will host Neenah or Chippewa Falls.
Looking like Neenah.
And it's looking like Neenah right now because it's 21-0 Rockets in a game that started over at Rocket Stadium. 6 o'clock was that start, Brett, and they're just taking it to Chippewa Falls. Shy High, I think is what they're called over there in that area of the state. But not a surprise to us, Brett, because we all know how good of a team Neenah is. But we'll try to keep track of that score along with other big Division I and Division II and other area scores in the Fox Valley here at Papermaker Stadium.
Amon Konopaki and Braylon Smola, some are 7 and 34 respectively, back to receive the opening kickoff for SPASH. Kimberly will start the game kicking this off. Again, the second-seeded Papermakers beating Appleton North last week, 10-7 in a first-round playoff opener right here at Papermaker Stadium, a game we streamed. And then Stevens Point, the third-seeded Panthers, champions of the Valley Football Association, winners of 9 straight. They're coming off that wild 32-31 victory over conference rival Wausau West last Friday. That was a playoff opener at Gerke Field at Stevens Point. Of course, the Papermakers co-champs of the Fox Valley Association with Kaukauna. And SPASH, Ricardo, trailing 31-19 in the fourth quarter when it mounted its comeback. Quarterback Grant Chandana scored on a 2-yard run, and that made it 31-26. Chandana then put the Panthers ahead for good with a minute 25 remaining in the game when he hooked up with Braylon Smola on a 9-yard touchdown toss. SPASH defense then forced a turnover on downs in the game's waning moments to secure the victory.
Right, you can't. That was a conference game as well, and sometimes those games, it doesn't matter what your seeds are. It's going to be a close one. Those two teams know each other, Brett.
Just like last week, 10-7,
yep,
Kimberly,
exactly.
Appleton North, a conference rival, especially playing back-to-back weeks, right? Week 9 and then the first round of the playoff opener. Here we go, a kickoff underway at Papermaker Stadium. A little bit of a bouncy kick, a little squib kick, and that's number 5 for the Panthers, Izzy Moore with it. And the Panthers will get our first crack at Stevens Point offensively. Ricardo, I want to quickly thank our sponsors, Cellcom, ETS Performance, and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. At Cellcom, putting you at the center of all they do means saving you $500 when you join. You choose the plan, number of lines, and phone. Visit cellcom.com for details. ETS Performance is the leading provider of sports performance training for athletes across the Midwest and Northeast Wisconsin. ETS provides customized approach to strength, speed, and injury prevention training for athletes of all sports ages 8 and up. Train like the pros and take your performance to the next level. Visit etsperformance.com to schedule your free athlete evaluation today at the ETS location nearest you.
First down and 10 at the 38 for
Smola.
SPASH. Yeah. Takes it past the 40.
Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, Ricardo. Get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Delivery service is available. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooneys, COONEYS0922 at sbcglobal.net.
3-yard carry for Smola.
We'll go through all the game notes again. We had a little audio issue to start the stream, but we're off and running now. Good to go, just in time for the start of this second round game. The Panthers of Stevens Point. Smola getting it again, looking for something. Not much there against that really good Kimberly defense. And Ricardo, we talked about it again. Those two guys, particularly in the front, number 90, Sawyer Hanlon, and number 99, Sam McGivern, two standout defensive linemen that make life so much better, right, for those edge rushers, for those linebackers, and for that defensive backfield.
Right, you're not going to find two more disruptive interior defensive linemen than those two. And that really does, they really are the pulse and the heart of that Kimberly defense, Brett. Their ability to rush the quarterback and to stuff the run game really sets everything up for those other two levels of the defense.
Breezy night here at Papermaker Stadium. I think I don't know if it's a swirling wind or what, but I'm looking at the flags, whipping pretty good on the goalpost. Let's see how that affects Grant Chandana, the talented quarterback for the Panthers. Going to fire it to the right side, left side, incomplete. I should say, incomplete. That was Amon Konopaki, the wide out, and nothing doing there. So Kimberly defense doing what it wanted to do, getting a quick 3-and-out, getting that ball to its offense.
Yeah, and that offense, Brett, you talked about it. They've had, well, obviously two tough matchups the last 2 weeks, scoring 14 points in that Week 9 season finale against Appleton North, and then coming back last week and scoring 10 points against that very same Lightning defense. Look out, close to being blocked.
Oberman's just going to let it skip, and it's going to bounce. Wow, talk about a little fortuitous bounce.
I was going to say, Oberman gambled a little bit there, but everything came out in favor of Kimberly, Brett. They'll start at the 20. Yeah,
looking like last week, Ricardo Hunter-Berry, 33-yard field goal for Kimberly. That put them on the scoreboard against Appleton North, and then a 10-0 lead for the Papermakers in the second on an 11-yard touchdown pass from Carson Pendleton to Marcus Doucette. Bobby Somm from Appleton North had an 8-yard touchdown in the third quarter, but then Lightning couldn't mount the comeback or couldn't complete the comeback. Remember that fourth quarter sequence. We'll talk about that here in a second, but that was kind of a turning point in that game last week between Kimberly and Appleton North. Our first look at the Papermakers offense. Pendleton at quarterback, and he's going to hand off to Marcus Doucette, who's been running hard here late in the season. Maybe a few yards, 2 yards there for Doucette, but the Lightning had the ball near midfield to open the fourth quarter, but remember that false start penalty to start the quarter. It was 1st and 10, and then a bad snap that resulted in a 24-yard loss.
Yeah, unfortunate, right.
Appleton North eventually had to punt it away, and then Kimberly was able to take over 6 minutes off the clock, really in just as important flip field position. Lightning then had one final crack at it, but an interception by Cody Oberman put it away, and now Kimberly in level 2 here against SPASH. Handoff this time to Gavin Tyson, bounces it outside, trying to get around the edge. Nice little slither, zigging and zagging, Ricardo, is Gavin Tyson, and he's got the first down.
Brett, Aaron Cullen, junior receiver, with that nice block on the edge, really sprang Gavin Tyson. Nice gain for Kimberly, and it's going to be 1st down and 10 at the 38.
Coming in, Pendleton has thrown for 1,072 yards, 16 touchdowns. Tyson, the top rusher, with 796 coming in, 7 TDs. Doucette, 485 and 5 scores. Bryson Veith, the team leader in receiving, with 38 catches, 486 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
2 receivers near side for Kimberly. Lots of room on that right side, BC. Where are they going with this?
Whoa.
What great interior play. Number 31 for Stevens Point, Brett.
Braylon Nystrom. Is that who took the handoff there? Was that Connor Olson, number 39?
I believe so.
Yeah, the junior. But how about Braylon Nystrom, the defensive back, getting in? And that's a 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11.
Well, if you're the SPASH defense, that's what you want to see. You want to see some penetration inside to that interior Kimberly line.
We'll toss to number 49, Jeremy Dirks. I think was that 49?
Maybe it was
49.
49.
I'm sorry. 49, Jeremy Dirks, 2 touches, not 2 straight carries for Dirks, the junior running back. 3rd down coming up. Defensive side, Braden Ellefson for Kimberly, 51 tackles, leading the way. Oberman next with 45 stops. And then we talked about Hanlon and McGivern defensively, 6 and 5 sacks respectively. Kimberly averaging 121.9 passing yards per game, allowing 93.8, and averaging 155.8 on the ground and allowing 102 yards per game. Big 3rd down for the Papermakers and SPASH. Let's see if that SPASH defense can get off the field. And Pendleton's got to sling it downfield, and he found His receiver open. That's number 84, Carter Howard, the junior wideout, and that's a big third down toss. Keep that those chains moving now in SPASH territory.
Brett, he was being pressured off his backside and able still to complete that pass, get it inside SPASH territory at the 45.
Looking at SPASH. Well, we'll talk about the offensively here when they're on the field next, and the good stuff that Sean Anand and his talented receiving group, Smola, all those guys. But right now, Papermaker's on the move here in this opening quarter.
1st and 10 at the 45 for Kimberly.
This time Tyson's going to take the handoff, try to read some blocks, and good job setting that edge. Number 23, Gavin Stelzer, the linebacker for SPASH. Looking at the all-time series, Ricardo, according to my records now, take it for what it's worth.
Okay.
Kimberly leads 9-0, all-time, 9-zip. The first meeting that I found between these two teams came back in 1969.
Wow.
That was a 14-0 Papermakers victory at
Were
Stevens
you at that
Point.
game?
Nah, I wasn't born yet.
Oh, okay.
Close, but not quite yet. 2nd down. Handoff this time to Doucette, trying to read some blocks. And
hey, that's some good defense there by SPASH, Brett.
Trying to get a number on who that is. That looks like number 39 for Stevens Point. Eli Hanselsberger, the linebacker, so 3rd down coming up. Yeah, the two teams then played again in 1971 right here in Kimberly, with the Papermakers earning a 19-6 victory. They wouldn't square off again until the 2015 playoffs. That was a 48-17 Kimberly victory in the second round.
Right.
That was during the 70-game winning streak for the Papermakers. Pendleton's got time, going to fire downfield, little high. Good coverage, double coverage on Bryson Beef. Stelzer, number 23, number 24, Jackson Spees, doing a good job, and that Kimberly punt team is going to have to come out. And good job, Ricardo, by the SPASH defense to force the punt.
Well, at the very least, Kimberly's offense flipped field position, Brett. That was an 8-play drive that started at its own 20. So a good punt here. You'll pin SPASH back and allow that Kimberly defense, Brett, to go to work.
Thanks to everybody checking us out tonight. All the Central Wisconsin websites, along with postcrescent.com. And same with the Facebook pages, our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. Nice punt. And that's just going to skip into the end zone. Amon Konopaki, number 7, wanted nothing to do with that. And smartly lets it bounce into the end zone. Looking at the SPASH offense on the season, Shadanad, the quarterback, has thrown for, coming in now, 1,475 yards, 13 touchdowns. I think actually 3 other players have thrown passes and completed passes. Mason Dillingham, Trent Breitbach, and Kyle Medlina. All so I don't know if they.
Good job on those names, Brett.
Yeah, well, I had some help.
Okay.
Talk about some more SPASH offense here after this play, as Grant Shawnanad is waiting for it. I remember him last year when we did the game, Kimberly and Point, and that's caught by Konopaki.
Boy, he fit that right in there, Brett. There was a lot of Kimberly defenders around him.
Heck of a throw, and great concentration by Konopaki with the catch. Braylon Smola, the team leader in rushing, coming in, 1,328 yards, 17 TDs. Konopaki, 48 catches, again coming in, 648 yards and 6 touchdowns. As a team, SPASH averaging 159.1 through the air and allowing 83.7. And then Panthers are averaging 202.5 rushing yards per game and allowing 92.8.
Kimberly does this little delay thing here, Brett. Or I should say it's a huddle, but the offensive line, everybody's facing the defense. And there was a
little
false start.
Movement, yeah.
Yep.
This, by the way, I mentioned 9-0 Kimberly leading the series. This is the 3rd time Kimberly and SPASH have met in the playoffs. The Papermakers top the Panthers 48-17, as I mentioned. That was a WIAA Division I second-round game back in 2015. And then the next season, Kimberly won again. That was 28-7 victory in the state semifinal. I believe that was played at Titan Stadium down in Oshkosh. So some recent history between SPASH and Kimberly.
Yeah, these two schools separated. How
70-plus miles, maybe, a little over an hour to get back to Stevens Point from here.
It's fairly close.
Yeah, easy drive across the way on Highway 10. Handoff to Smola, and just not a lot there going against that tough Kimberly defense. And what you won't want to do when you're Stevens Point, Ricardo, as we just saw, pre-snap penalty, right? Play behind the sticks against that good defense.
And you're kind of getting the feeling that maybe SPASH is going to have to go to the air because that Kimberly interior really, and Smola's a fine back, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I just find it hard to believe that Smola's going to be able to get major chunk yardage or anything consistent. But, obviously very talented receiving core for SPASH and a very good quarterback. So maybe that's the route that you might want to take on offense.
Second down coming up for Stevens Point. 2nd and 14. Let's see Grant Chardonnay.
Timeout taken by SPASH. Brett, I'm going to try to get some scores because there's some great games in our area involving our area teams.
Kind of interested in that one just down the road from here, Kaukauna West of Pier. That's a big one in Division 2.
I have, I'm keeping an eye on that one. See what we have in terms of other scores, though.
Speaking of Kaukauna, Ricardo, Kimberly sharing the FEA title with the Ghosts. Papermakers have won or shared the conference title in every season since 2013. We're not counting that spring season back in 2021. Papermakers shared the league championship with Neenah last season. Meanwhile, only the third FEA title for Kaukauna and first since 1995 when it won the outright league championship. But again, I shared or won the conference title for Kimberly every season since 2013. Heck of a run for the Papermakers.
Now on the other side of the bracket, Brett, a couple of scores to pay attention to where we have Marquette leading Bayport 7-0.
Okay,
and then we
one.
have Sussex Hamilton leading 3-0 over Heartland Arrowhead.
Remember, Bayport started out the season 0-2, won 8 straight, but that's a tough trip, a tough game going down to Marquette. Pump fake for Chandana going deep downfield, rainbows
Brett,
it.
I think he had what he wanted there. I think his receiver had a step.
Konopaki.
Yeah, Konopaki. Just could not connect on that. I wonder if we'll see that kind of play again.
That was pretty, yeah, you're right. He had a step, but just a little overshot Konopaki on that far sideline. But now 3rd and 14. This is exactly what you want. Those big guys up front.
Pin your ears back.
Hanlon, get McGivern, and try to be disruptive, as we've seen time and time again this season. Those are the big defensive linemen. They like to play in that offensive backfield, don't they? I remember Grant Chandana last year when we did that game at Gerke Field, though. Good athlete, nice-looking quarterback. Here we go, 3rd down, and just a little draw play to Smola, just a safe play, and I think that's smart, Ricardo. Just live for another set of downs, right? Punt it away and let your defense get back on the field and do some work.
Well, Brett, earlier this season, I was able to actually travel over to Hortonville and catch SPASH at Hortonville. Very impressed with Stevens Point. I think I remember telling you that the next week. I'm like, I thought Hortonville looked really good. They got playmakers. Now, they were just starting that 8-game win streak. But I was impressed with their playmakers. I thought, well, these guys can really score some points. And if they can cut down on the mistakes, maybe do some things. And look at them right now. 2nd round of the playoffs, nice 9-1 record.
Yeah, SPASH beating Hortonville 26-10 in week 3. Watch out. That's a loose ball. And Oberman pouncing on it, so it will stay with Kimberly. But for a brief moment, that was a loose ball.
Well, we know Oberman last week, Brett, had some issues with the punt return. He was able to come back and get that key interception, though, Brett. But I know that was something that he wanted to correct this week as the ball is placed at the 33.
But give credit, you mentioned SPASH, Ricardo. Stevens Point coach Ryan Eigenberger, 2nd season guiding the Panthers. And quite the turnaround, right? Stevens Point, 3-7 last year, but comes into tonight's action 9-1.
Yeah, I agree. And I think SPASH, this is a program that usually competes, Brett, for that Wisconsin Valley title. I should say Valley Football Association
Right, yeah.
title.
It's always tough to try to keep these names straight, right? As Marcus Doucette trying to plow his way forward for some tough, hard-earned ERs. But, yeah, Eigenberger, he arrived at SPASH. He had a real successful stint not too far from here, leading the Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Christian co-op team.
Are they the Blue Bombers? Is that Kohler?
Well, Kohler's the Blue Bombers, but I don't know if what the co-op team is called. But he was there for 3 seasons. While there, he was 18-10 and guided a squad in 2021 to a 9-2 record in the 2nd round of the Division IV playoffs.
Had a very nice passing offense, I remember.
So doing some good work is Coach Eigenberger with the SPASH Panthers. Hand off to Doucette, trying to find a seam, and he's got plenty for the 1st down near midfield. Doing a good job, Ricardo, staying patient, right? Not trying to get ahead of his blockers, instead reading his blockers, found that lane, and then when he saw it, he took off.
Yeah, Brett needed 4, got 8, and a first down and 10 at the 47 for Marcus Doucette. 4 carries, 18 yards I have him for early in the first half. Sussex Hamilton now leads Arrowhead 10-0 BC.
Arrowhead, who took down McWanago last week. Remember, again, McWanago was in the state finals last year against Kimberly. Now Gavin Tyson trying to slither his way into Stevens Point territory. Looks like they're going to mark him right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, of course, Arrowhead, Brett, a very emotional couple of weeks for them. They lost former coach Tom Taraska to a car accident.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes,
oh,
and
wow.
Last week, to me, I think they rode that wave of emotion, able to get that upset win over McWanago. But Arrowhead traditionally under Taraska, one of the state's best.
Oh, yeah.
Kimberly certainly knows that, anybody who follows the Papermakers.
Wow, did not hear that that's what had happened. Pendleton waiting for the snap. Doucette again pushing his way forward, maybe a few yards. Third down coming up for the Papermakers. Carson Pendleton following in the footsteps of his brother, Caden, right?
Yes.
Starting quarterback here for Kimberly in actually 3 seasons. 2019, the alternate spring seasons in 21, and of course the fall 21. So quarterbacking is in the Pendleton bloodlines, it looks like. Third down now for Kimberly and Carson Pendleton.
Franklin leading Oak Creek 14-0.
Another handoff to Doucette, and whoa, nice job by that.
I thought he had a rail, Brad. I thought he had a rail.
He's going to be 2 yards shy, and I didn't see who stood up. Doucette kind of got all plugged up there, but now fourth down, decision time for Chad Michaelwitz, the second-year head coach for Kimberly. What does he want to do on 4th and 2 at the Stevens Point 45-yard line? Looks like the punt team, Ricardo, coming on. I think this was a good decision, a little early in the game, right, to roll the dice and go for it and play field position right now. I think that's going to be important, especially with the confidence you know that Kimberly coaching staff has in its defense. But good job by SPASH right now defensively, forcing some punts.
Yeah, Kimberly able to move the ball a little bit. Oh, here we see being able to recover that low punt snap.
Yep, Konopaki was back to receive it, but again, smartly gets out of the way. And a long field for the Panthers coming up. Saying thanks, Steve Seidel. He says, tweet shout out to all the Kimberly fans. It looks cold there. Hoping the Makers can pull this out tonight so he can see them in person next week. It is chilly.
It's chilly, yes. It's compared to what it was just 4 hours ago.
Said I took a bike ride this afternoon.
You did?
It was beautiful. Actually, it was like almost 70 degrees. Hank DeWild says in the spring season, Kimberly was 6-1, going 4-0 in the FRCCB conference and beating every team that spring instead of that, with the exception of that monster Fond du Lac team led by Braylon Allen and Kyle Waljasper.
Best team in the state, in my opinion.
Remember, we streamed that game at Appleton East. It was like 71-47, I want to say, Fondy with the win. It was just unstoppable as Smola now with it. But Braylon Allen, of course, doing his thing at Wisconsin. Kyle Waljasper having a nice career collegiately at Minnesota Duluth. I think that's going to be the end of the opening quarter. "12 minutes in the books here at Papermaker Stadium as we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard. Scoreless here, waiting for that first touchdown, field goal. First points of this one will have to come in the second quarter at least in this second round WIAA Division I playoff game. Yeah, that game was back and forth. It was actually tight for, I remember, a half, and then Fond du Lac was just unstoppable. I mean, it wasn't just like little runs either. There were 40, 50-yard explosive runs by both Allen and Waljasper. Right. Like Waljasper's quarterbacking Minnesota Duluth now.
He is. Having a nice season.
Of course, Braylon Allen and the Badgers have a big one tomorrow against Ohio State at Madison.
Yeah, you know, and by the way, and I'm always privy. I always try to keep track of top college prospects, Brett. I know he's already being looked at. Third round pick maybe in the upcoming NFL draft if he declares. I'm just saying, I'm always pay attention to Braylon Allen. Love the kid, great kid, Brett.
Interesting to see what he'll do, right? Kind of tough to not jump in, right? If we get a third round projection.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. He's only 20.
I know, young. Second down for the Panthers. Sean Denaz is going to keep it and trying to get some yards against that Kimberly front. It plugged up in a hurry. And now third down coming up. Stevens Point's only loss, we mentioned, 35-7 home setback to Mukwonago. That was way back in week 1. Of course, Kimberly beat Mukwonago in the title game last year, 31-28. A great title game.
Luxembourg Casco 7-0 over Kiel.
Okay.
Lake Country Lutheran Mayville, they're scoreless. Taking it himself.
Yeah, nothing
Nowhere
there.
to go.
No, and number 26 for the Papermakers, Landon Van Offeren, the junior linebacker, did it. He set the edge.
And number 7, Brody Beck, was there too, Brett.
Just nowhere for the quarterback to go. Of course, Van Offeren, remember, he had that big pick 6 in week 9 to seal that victory over Appleton North. So, again, there's your linebacker. Talent at all 3 levels of that Kimberly defense. It's a stout unit for sure. Oberman now going to receive this punt. He's going to be near midfield, so good field position, presumably, for this Kimberly offense coming up.
Brett, near the end of the first quarter, no score between West De Pere and Kaukauna.
Whoa, this is a fake. SPASH has it. And look at this.
Go.
Look at this. And, he's finally tripped up, but what a play. Ricardo Braylon Nystrom. And you can hear the SPASH fans across the field. Didn't see who came and got the tackle. Who knows? That could be a touchdown saving tackle. We'll see if that keeps SPASH out of the end zone, but ball will be marked at the 9-yard line.
Rolling the dice a little bit, what you got to do in the playoffs. I didn't expect that.
Especially at that part of the field, right? But nice job by that coaching staff. Ryan Eigenberger, as you said, Ricardo, rolling the dice, and Nystrom now with a nice run near sideline, but a good tackle. First and goal here for the Panthers, looking to strike in this second quarter. He's going to hand off to Smola, maybe a couple. Maybe a yard, looks like a yard.
Well, see, if you're Spasher, you got to score here. I mean,
you
can't come away
right?
with a field goal.
And you can see Sawyer Hanlon looking over to the Kimberly faithful, trying to get the Papermakers fans fired up.
Yeah, Brett, again, Eigenberger, that's, sometimes you look like a genius when it works and not so much when it doesn't work. And, well, right now he looks like a genius.
Second down, Sean Denaz is going to hand off to Smola again, trying to maybe get to the 5. We'll see.
Just shy of the 5, huh?
Hank DeWild wants to know the scouting report for SPASH Panthers in their passing game. They got a good quarterback.
They do.
As
and
said,
playmakers at receiver.
Yeah, they got Amon Konopaki, 47 catches coming in, 648 yards. Sean Denad near 1,500 passing, 13 touchdowns coming in. A little breezy, a little windy here tonight. Here's the third down play. Yes. Sean Denad, he's wide open. No, closed it, and he's in. No, let's see, stopped at the goal line.
Yes, he is.
4th and goal inside the 1. That was to number 34, Braylon Smola. I thought he had a wide open field, and it closed quickly. It's going to be inside the 1-yard line, right at the goal line. 4th and goal coming up.
Brett, you got to go for it.
No doubt about it.
I mean,
you can see Grant Chandana across the way getting the play, going to run back to the huddle. Chandana waiting for it. He's going to take it, and he stopped.
He didn't get it.
He stopped.
Brett, it's Brody back.
Wow. Ball was inside the 1, and he was stopped. Really wasn't even close.
Brett, I think he stumbled. There was some sort of stumble there before he got the ball. It threw off the timing of the play, and oh my goodness.
I think that, where are they marking that? That's going to be marked at is that the 2 or the 3-yard line, so he lost a couple yards on that. Boy, that could be a pivotal moment here in this game. I thought it was basically a foregone conclusion inside the 1. Here's the question I have for you. Why not go under center?
You bring up a good point, but I think that's not just SPASH that does that. That's a number of teams that don't do that at the 1.
But it seems like you're inside the 1. But you're right. We see that time and time again. They like that that shotgun pistol type look. So now let's see what the Papermakers can do if they can parlay that stop into a drive of its own. Is Pendleton going downfield, intercepted, overshot Coronado, picked off by the Panthers. That is number 12 for Stevens Point, Johnny Anietes. Johnny Anietes, the defensive back, intended for Abe Coronado. Ricardo just overshot him, and Anietes was there for it. Now it's marked at the 5, so another first and goal situation for the SPASH offense.
Wow, Brett, curious play call on the, right by your end zone. Just overthrew Coronado, Brett, but nice pick.
Yeah.
Who'd you have on that pick?
Number 12, that was Johnny Anietes.
Boy, it's crazy.
It is a strange sequence right here, and it's really ramped up. So here you go for the Panthers again. First and goal situation, this time at the 5. Handoff to Smola, who's trying to stumble his way. Maybe got a couple. We'll see where they mark it. Second down coming up.
Boy, if you're SPASH, you got to feel like you got a reprieve here. Being stopped short, but then your defense getting the interception and all the way back down to the 5.
Yeah, 2
Kimberly
yards.
making some uncharacteristic mistakes, Brett.
2-yard pickup, second and goal at the 3. From a long time here. Are they going to take another timeout here?
No, they're doing that delay kind of huddle.
Yeah, I see the back judge now. Hand in the air. Now he's counting it off. Chandana waiting for it. He's going to roll to his right, looking to Konopaki, and he's got it. And it's a touchdown. Amon Konopaki, 3 yards. What a catch.
What a throw. We talked about the weapons that they have at receiver, Brett. Amon Konopaki, 6'1", 170-pound senior. I saw him have a great game against Hortonville, Brett. Big catch. Putting SPASH up 6-0.
Sawyer Zugi out for the PAT, it looks like, number 74. And SPASH coming up with the big interception. Returned by Anietes to the 5-yard line, and 2 plays later, SPASH in the end zone for the first score of the night as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. Now Sawyer Zugi in for the PAT.
Have a flag, Brett.
All right, we'll see what that's all about first.
It's going to be on SPASH,
It
I
is.
believe.
Going to push him back 5 yards. It's going to be a false start. So another attempt at the PAT coming up for Stevens Point. You never know with these situations, right, Ricardo? Another 5-yard penalty now makes it a little bit trickier for the point after try. You're looking at the wind, a little bit of a swirl. It seems like it's calmed down a bit, although Zugi seemed like he had a pretty good leg there. Basically a 25-yard extra point here, and that one is no good. No good. That could loom large down the stretch. We'll see how that plays out.
Just updating my Twitter. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon. DeLeon is DELIAN. You can follow Brett at PC Brettsy and Rosie at Metal Rosie.
6-0. SPASH strikes first. Interception. Puts the ball at the Kimberly 5. 2 plays later, the 3-yard touchdown pass from Chandana to Amon Konopaki. That was a heck of a catch by Konopaki in that back corner of the end zone. But the PAT, remember, SPASH converted, false start, pushed him back 5 yards. Zugi wide left on that second attempt, so 6-0 is where we stand. We'll be somewhere next week, Ricardo, for a state quarterfinal. Not sure where that will be. Maybe we'll be here. Maybe we'll be in Stevens Point.
Let me see here.
Looking like Nina's rolling past Chippewa Falls right now. So.
No score between West Appear and Kaukauna yet, bro. We're at 7 minutes in the second quarter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a battle.
Yeah, bro. You mentioned 21-0 Nina over Chippewa Falls. Let's see if I can get some of those other updated scores from around Division 1 that would interest our viewers.
Kick off, and that's going to bounce into the end zone. So touchback, Kimberly ball at its own 20-yard line.
10-7, Sussex Hamilton now over Arrowhead.
Kimberly, a playoff participant every season since '06. Again, that does not include the alternate season that was played in the spring of 2021. Well, let's see how the Papermakers respond, right? Let's see how Carson Pendleton responds. And so far, so good for that SPASH defense, though. Gavin Tyson now in the backfield. He has the handoff, trying to read his block. Oh, I think that's going to be a definite face mask there. I don't know. Is there a flag on the play?
Oh, I didn't see one. Definitely looked like it was perhaps a pull on the face mask.
Oh, yeah, there is a flag. I mean, I was watching in my binoculars. It was clear as could be.
Brad Franklin up 21-0 over Oak Creek. They're going to mark that off from the 26.
That's a personal foul face mask.
That might go all the way to the 41. Is it a personal foul?
Yeah, personal foul face mask, so that's a big penalty. Yeah, 41-yard line, exactly right. So 1st and 10 for the Papermakers after that run from Gavin Tyson and the personal foul penalty. Face mask was the call. Pendleton now with Marcus Doucette next to him. And Doucette gets the carry, looking for some blocks. Ooh. Watch out, big punt. Big time block there. And Doucette saw that hole and just shot right through.
Yeah, Brad, and I thought number 24, Jackson Spees, really did a good job of filling up that lane, Brett, because if he's not there, it might be still running. Was that Doucette?
That was Doucette. Ball right at midfield. 2nd and 1 coming up.
Well, nice early start to this drive for Kimberly, Brett. You wanted to see how they would answer that touchdown.
Now we have a different quarterback. No, he's going to keep it. That's number 6 for the Papermakers. That's Braden Ellefson.
I've seen that. We've seen that before, Brett. Him take some snaps. Yeah.
Direct snap.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you see him making plays at linebacker. This time, a ball at the 47-yard line of Stevens Point. So a little wrinkle there for Chad Michaelwitz in that Kimberly offense.
Can I call it razzle-dazzle? No.
If you want.
Just a wrinkle. It's just a wrinkle.
Pendleton now back with Gavin Tyson next to him in the backfield. And this time Tyson with it, looking for some space. So nice little kind of a jump cut there to get a couple extra yards.
Gotta love the footwork. Brett takes it to the 42, 5-yard gain for Tyson. Southern Door, Wrightstown tied 0-0 after 1 quarter. I should say no score between those two teams. You know what I think about Wrightstown, Brett, in D5. I feel like they got a shot to make it over to state.
Josh Young tweets 3-0 now, Kaukauna over West Appear.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. 2nd down coming up. Hey, a guy, I see him across the way. I believe that's our guy, Torque Mason. He's here shooting photos tonight, so check out the photo gallery later tonight on postgresson.com, stevenspointjournal.com. I'm guessing that'll be on all of the central sites, Wisconsin Rapids, Wausau, and Marshfield as well. Torque, an excellent photographer. Tyson now cuts it back inside.
This might be coming back, Brett.
Oh, yeah, I see it on the far side. Yep, I think it is coming back. And it is against Kimberly. That'll push the Papermakers back and negate that nice run.
Was it a hold?
Illegal shift.
Okay.
Good one here at Papermaker Stadium. SPASH striking first after that turnover. The interception by Johnny Anietes.
Pretty good. Not bad, Brett.
The names?
Sussex Hamilton up 17-7.
They got long second and forever here. Second and
no, second down and 10.
I'm sorry, second down and 10. Yep, my mistake. There'll be plenty of mistakes. Watch out, setting up the screen.
Yes.
Tyson's got it, looking for a blocker downfield. He was kind of right behind number 60. That's Nathan Rathkamp, the junior offensive lineman. And boy, you want that pressure to come to set up that screen, but I think it came a little fast for Carson Pendleton and had to quickly dump it to Tyson. I'm sure he was yelling, Tyson, look.
I thought that was very good awareness by Pendleton, Brett, because you're right. That was really close to getting blown up.
Yeah, so inside the 35 to the 34-yard line, a nice drive here by Kimberly after that SPASH touchdown. First and 10, Pendleton waiting for it again, and he's going to roll to his right, looking downfield. And is that caught? It is a catch. The official saying yes, it is a catch. Nope, the other official coming in saying it hit the ground. So the official right next to the play is saying it's a catch, but the back judge is coming in saying no catch.
Strange, but usually he might have had a better angle at it.
Was that Aaron Cullen, number 9?
Yes.
I kind of couldn't see his jersey, so second down. Good job of the officials, though, working together and getting the call right, second and 10. Pendleton, he's going to hand off to Doucette, trying to read some blockers and just kind of pushing that file forward.
Yeah, look at Coronado out there just pushing guys around. Nice gain for Doucette, Brett. That takes it, to about the 28? 27.
Third down, and obviously 4-down territory in this spot, Ricardo, so 2 plays to get 3 yards.
Hey, John Burke, thank you so much, my friend. 14-7, Fondy's up over De Pere.
Okay.
Thank you for the follow, and thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate the updates, my friend.
Fondy, a dangerous team at 5-5.
Very dangerous. Look out for them.
Ellefson now hands off to Gavin Tyson. Good job by number 39 to trip him up and hold on for dear life. 39 is
close.
Eli Hainselsberger. But, yeah, let's see where they mark it. They might have to measure.
Oh, they gave him the first
they did.
down. Okay.
First and 10.
Well, Brett, let me tell you, we're talking about Fond du Lac. Kimberly knows how good Fond du Lac is.
Kimberly had to come back.
Yeah, they had to come back and beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, that was a close game. What was the score? That was a week 4 game, 22-21 right here at Papermaker Stadium.
Definitely. That Fond du Lac team has grown up in a hurry. Remember, Brett, they have a lot of young guys at key positions. Kind of took their lumps early on, but made the playoffs, and now they're making some noise.
Yeah, we streamed
We
Fondy.
kind of felt that was going to be the case.
Yeah, we streamed the Cardinals back, week 3 against Appleton North, and remember, Fondy came back and almost won that game. As Pendleton now, he's off to the races, and a good job. Good decision by the quarterback, Ricardo, not to force anything. He had a wide open field and just took advantage of it.
Sometimes when you see that much green, you got to go. Green means go, Brett.
Green means go, absolutely. But, yeah, Fondy, I think, started 0-4, and since is on 5 out of the last 6. Kind of thinking, depending on that Bayport-Marquette game goes, we were kind of thinking, boy, a Fondy-Bayport game in the state quarterfinal would be very interesting as well.
Whoever is going to play Fond du Lac, they're getting a doozy.
Quick second quarter here, under 2 minutes to play. Now Ellefson back, taking that direct snap with Marcus Doucette. No, Ellefson's going to keep it, tuck it in, and try to find some room inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. And there it is, a first down.
It's interesting to have Ellefson in there. He's a very physical guy. Obviously, he plays linebacker, one of the leading tacklers, or the leading tackler, I believe, for Kimberly, Brett. But, he brings a different dimension. Ball's going to be marked at the 14. Needed 3, got 3.
Ricardo, SPASH opened the game with the ball, right?
Yes.
So, boy, if Kimberly does this right, you put a touchdown in and maybe take a 1-point lead at the half and then double up, right? Maybe get a quick score to start that second half. Doucette trying to find something. How about that tackle by number 31, Braylon Nystrom again. We saw him on the fake punt and now showing off his skills from that DB spot, coming into the backfield and dropping Doucette for a loss.
Yeah, Doucette tried to bounce it out to the left, Brett, but SPASH was not having it. They had a lot of defenders out there to bottle them up.
So timeout Kimberly with 1:15 to play as we look at our Cellcom ETS Performance scoreboard. Boy, good battle here at Papermaker Stadium tonight.
Still 3-0 Kakana, Brett. That's nearing the end of the second quarter.
I mentioned Stevens Point, its second conference title in the past 3 seasons. The Panthers won the outright VFA title this season, 7-0 record. A couple of years ago, though, they shared the league championship with Wausau West and Wisconsin Rapids, all 6-1 in VFA play. That 21 title, by the way, that was Stevens Point's first conference championship since 2016 when it won the VFA South. So a couple of conference champs going at it here tonight in the second round. Pendleton now second down. He's going to roll to his right, slings it over, nice catch, and a tough catch, and that's Cullen. Good concentration, Ricardo, by Cullen, because there was some pretty good coverage, but that was a nice throw, too, to lead Cullen, let him be the only one to make the play on that ball. Third down, ball at the 6.
Brett, 8-yard gain, that really makes a manageable third down, really makes it 4-down territory, not that it wasn't before, but at 3rd and 2, you feel a lot better. Maybe even running the ball. Hey, and I see big old number 99 out there, Sam McGivern, Brett.
Yeah, Ricardo, clock running here. 2 timeouts to play with for the Papermakers, and you can hear the fans in front of me.
Maybe I think they're
a little anxious.
They're going to call a timeout here. Getting it down.
Yeah, back judge now with his hand raised and a second timeout for the Papermakers with 31 seconds to go. So some time to think about this next 3rd and 2 play, a big one here. Then it's decision time for Chad Michaelwitz. If SPASH is able to get the stop, Ricardo, do you just kick the field goal, put some points on the board?
I think they're going all downs. I think they're going to go for it. Call me crazy, Brett. You've called me that before.
I have. Well, again, Kimberly can get the first down. 3rd and 2, ball at the 6. Need 2 yards to get a first and goal situation, but just 31 seconds to go here in this opening half.
Anybody out there, if anyone can pull down a Menasha New Berlin West score, that's in Division 2, we'd appreciate it. The Blue Jays playing down there at New Berlin West. I've been looking for it, but I can't seem to nail it down. It might be on a school stream.
Fox Valley Lutheran Notre Dame's an interesting one. Winnicott Xavier as well in D4. Here you go, coming out of the timeout, 3rd and 2. Let's see what play Chad Michaelwitz and this offense have dialed up. You got Ellefson back there at quarterback again with Marcus Doucette next to him. Abe Coronado, the big tight end, and I think now Stevens Point wants to call things. Well, here comes the chess match, right, between the two programs.
Not just that. You got the timeouts. Use them. You can't take them over into the second half. Good game, Brett. We thought we'd see one, and that's what we've been getting.
We'll talk about, too, I've got on the game notes, all the first-team all-conference honorees from both sides as well. I will list some of those names. Maybe at halftime I can do that.
Port Washington up 21-7 over Grafton.
The Pirates.
Yes. Trying to see some of these other scores that folks might be interested in. Lodi 21-0 over West Salem. Columbus leading Prairie du Chien. Columbus, of course, has that great tailback, Brett.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, isn't he the state's career rushing leader now?
Was it Brunel?
Well, here we go. SPASH now burning a timeout right after the Kimberly timeout. 3rd and 2 again coming up. Ellefson still back out there. Abe Coronado, the lead blocker, the big tight end. You got Marcus Doucette next to Ellefson. Let's see what the Papermakers have as Coronado moving a little bit to his right. Ellefson's just going to keep it, plow his way forward. He's got the first down, and about the 2-yard line. That stops the clock for a moment here with 27 seconds to go.
Is it at the 2?
I think they're going to mark it right at the 2-yard line, and now they're winding up the clock again. That Kimberly's going to have to get to the line of scrimmage quickly. Clock running, 20 seconds to go. Carson Pendleton waiting for it. Hands off to Doucette, trying to build his way in. Is he in? And he is in from 2 yards out. Marcus Doucette with the touchdown, and a big-time answer by Kimberly after the SPASH touchdown.
Brett, this is a very important extra point kick.
Yeah. Hunter Berry, number 4, in for the PAT with just 7 seconds to go.
Brett, 14 play, 88-yard drive. You think that qualifies as an answer?
I think that qualifies as an answer. Let's see what Hunter Berry can do, and a big extra point here for the Papermakers is Berry. No problem. That one is good. And with just 7 seconds to go here in the second quarter, we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. Kimberly now with a 7-6 lead. 2-yard run by Doucette, capping a 14-play, 80-yard touchdown drive. And as we said, Ricardo, Kimberly will open the second half with the football as well. Remember, one of the key plays, there was that face mask penalty, right? Personal foul, face mask penalty.
On the first play?
First play, then it put the ball at the Kimberly 41-yard line and really kind of, I think, triggered this drive. Some nice play making by this Kimberly offense, but that was that was 15 free yards, especially after SPASH had taken the lead following the interception by Johnny Anietes. Well, you got to be careful here if you're Kimberly because, again, you got Amon Konopaki and number 34, Braylon Smola, 2 fantastic athletes. I'm guessing they're going to kind of pooch this one, little bit of squib, a short kick, let it bounce on the turf a little bit. No, they're going to kick it high, and let's see what this Panthers return unit can do with Smola. And brought down with just 1 second to go. Dudek with the tackle on Smola.
Brett, Marquette leading Bayport 21-0.
Wow. Okay. Well, we knew that was going to be a tough game, but
Marquette
is the end near for Bayport.
Marquette plays in that Greater Metro. That's a very good conference. Not quite on the level of Classic 8, Brett, but a very good league.
And Sean Denard just kneels to end what was a very entertaining first half here at Papermaker Stadium. Halftime here at Papermaker Stadium, and again, a quick look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard shows the Papermakers leading the Panthers 7-6 in this WIAA Division I second round game. We'll talk more about tonight's game and what we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break.
We've been in the phone business for more than a century. Technology has changed, but the best things remain the same. Keeping you connected is our passion and our promise. Our technology has a heartbeat.
Promote your business, unite your team, or just get your name out there with help from the professionals at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your business or organization. We can put your logo, name, or anything else you want on any article of clothing. From embroidery and screen printing to graphic design and heat press services, we've got you covered. Call today.
And make this plan. from the top of the 222 building on College Avenue in downtown Appleton, it's Varsity Roundtable. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Arguello.
Welcome back to Papermaker Stadium here in Kimberly, Wisconsin, campus of J.R. Garrett's Middle School, Ricardo. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I did.
JRG, they call it home of the Gators. This used to be the old Kimberly High School. Now it's the middle school. The high school was just down the way to the east of us a little bit, not too far from here. But as we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard, 7-6, Kimberly with the lead over SPASH in this WIAA Division I second-round game. A nail-biter so far. The 7 seconds to go, Kimberly putting a touchdown on the board, a 2-yard run by Marcus Doucette, PAT by Hunter Berry, and a 1-point game so far. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Cellcom, ETS Performance, and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. At Cellcom, putting you at the center of all they do means saving you $500 when you join. You choose the plan, number of lines, and phone. Visit cellcom.com for details. Also want to thank ETS Performance, the leading provider of sports performance training for athletes across the Midwest and Northeast Wisconsin. Visit etsperformance.com to schedule your free athlete evaluation today at the ETS location nearest you. And Cooney's, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at SBCglobal.net. Ricardo, you look like you got a lot to say.
Well, first off, I just talked to Coach Steve. Well, not talked. I just got a hello from Coach Steve Jones.
Yeah, he said hi before, too. Didn't you hear?
I was.
What's the matter with you?
I was looking at scores.
Why were you ignoring him?
I'm doing my job.
Okay.
But, yeah, good to see Coach Jones here. And we've been seeing Coach Jones all over the place.
Like on the Packers sideline
Yeah,
now?
Look, we have all the respect in the world for Coach Jones, so we're happy,
Very happy
that
for him.
he's spreading his really, come on, let's talk about, when you talk about leadership,
yeah,
he's right at the top of the list in terms of really inspiring young athletes. And, I think it's great to see that some collegiate and pro teams have kind of caught on to maybe, hey, he has something to offer us.
Good guy, excellent guy, excellent coach, future WFCA Hall of Famer without a doubt.
No doubt.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe SPASH is his alma mater.
Yes. Well, look, Brett.
He's a Kimberly guy through and through, though.
Let me talk about SPASH for a little bit. I was just looking over my game of sheets, and I think they've ran 16 or 17 plays. It's other than that big fake punt, they haven't had much in terms of offense. So Kimberly's defense is doing the job. I thought for the most part, SPASH's defense is impressed. Really making things difficult for the most part for Kimberly. Kimberly has won the time of possession, all that kind of stuff, but they've had to earn everything that they've got.
No big chunk plays really
no
for
big
Kimberly.
Chunk
if you
plays.
think about it, so really grind some more.
And now, as we're seeing Kimberly leading 7-6, you talk about mistakes being magnified in the playoffs. This is going to be the case in the second half, Brett. We already saw the missed extra point. It might come back to haunt SPASH in that way. So it's going to come down to which team can commit less mistakes, because I really like these two teams right there. First off, I gotta give SPASH kudos. They're much better than what I saw them against Hortonville as well, Brett. They were still a team trying to find themselves. Got a win over Hortonville. But the team that I'm seeing now, much better, playing at a much higher level than at that week 3 or 4 game.
That's kind of characteristic, though, of a good program, good coaching
Yes.
staff, right? Because we see that a lot around the teams around here. What you see in weeks 1, 2, 3 isn't what you see in weeks 8, 9, and in the playoffs. And if SPASH is continuing to grow, that's a good thing. That's exciting for Coach Ryan Eigenberger and that staff and the fans for the SPASH Panthers.
And Kimberly, you just want to see them finish. I think they're doing the right thing offensively. They're riding Doucette, 40 yards on 10 carries for him. Not a whole lot of offense for either team, Brett, but he's been kind of the standout, his hard running. I really like what I see from Ellefson in that. Do you call that a Wildcat? What exactly is that? I mean, it's with a linebacker. Do you call it a Wildcat?
I guess you do. I just say he's taking the direct snap.
Yeah. He's taking the direct snap. He's getting some hard-earned yards, especially on that scoring drive, Brett. Those are some really key short yardage gains that he got to kind of extend the drive. Right now, I think this hinges on the Kimberly defense and them being able to keep SPASH, off the field. There's been a lot of 3-and-outs for SPASH so far in the first half, and I really like what I see from the Kimberly defense. But that's been the case all season long. We knew Kimberly's defense, if they were going to go to the championship game again, Brett, repeat as defending Division I state champs, that defense was going to have to do shoulder a lot of that load.
So 7-6 again as we look at our Cellcom ETS Performance scoreboard. Wow. Kimberly will open the second half with the football as well, so a chance for the Papermakers to kind of play that doubling up game, right? What do you got there? Something came through on your phone.
Well, this has shocked me. Okay, and here's where we talk about conference teams playing each other, knowing each other. You're not going to surprise conference teams when you play each other once a year and then play each other again in the playoffs. Xavier Winnicott 0-0 at the half.
Is that right?
Xavier 98 total yards, Winnicott 92 total yards. Brett, Xavier won that regular season match quite easily, but Brett, you know the teams. You know what they're doing.
We talked about that in the 920 Sports podcast a little bit, right? We were kind of giving predictions. I think we all thought that Xavier with the ground raid, as we're dubbing it, not the air raid, but that kind of that speed ground tempo that they have, running all those talented running backs. But that was one of the kind of the X factors, right? Teams know each other. Winnicott has prepared for that type of offense before, so maybe we shouldn't be surprised that it's a scoreless first half over at Rocky Bleier Field. We'll see how that second half plays out.
Our friend Dan Cohn covering that game for us, USA Today Network, specifically the Post Crescent, Brett. And also Menasha was scoreless with New Berlin West. Brett, that game started 30 minutes late because the Menasha bus broke down.
Oh, did it?
Yes, heading down to New Berlin West.
Geez.
Again, that was an update. I forgot who updated me on that. Thank you for that, by the way. But
you said Bayport scored, so now
Bayport scored, so it's 21-7.
Marquette with the lead.
Fond du Lac's up over De Pere 21-7.
Okay.
We kind of figured that. De Pere went down. I forgot who they beat. Milwaukee Marshall, I think, in that first round. But you knew Fond was a tough matchup for them, Brett, as well.
Anything on that West De Pere Kaukauna game? Last check was
3-0.
3-0 Ghost still. Ooh.
Yes.
Well, again, not conference teams,
but they know each other.
This is a fourth time in basically a year that they've played, a year's time that they played each other. Twice last year, regular season in the state semifinal. Then this season, West De Pere won both of those games last season. We streamed that West De Pere Kaukauna game in the state semifinal at Schwabenau High School, by the way. This year, Kaukauna was a narrow victory over West De Pere early in the season. I want to say it was week 2, like 26-22, something like that. So, again, playing in the playoffs. So those are two programs that even though they don't play in the same league, they're definitely very familiar with each other.
Brett, it's 3-0 Kaukauna still in that first half. It's at the end of the first half.
Well, how apropos is that, right? Right by Halloween, you got the Phantoms and the Ghosts playing each other, both wearing black and orange. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be about this time of year. And this weather, which has gotten pretty darn cold here in the press box.
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking warm thoughts, Brett, and I'm thinking office, being in the office nice and warm. And when the office, you know what we got going on at the 222 building, Brett?
Yeah.
We got the varsity roundtable every Wednesday
nice segue.
At 7 o'clock. And this past Wednesday, we were hanging out with Neenah girls tennis, Brett. They made it to the state team tennis meet. Got the big quarterfinal win. They fell in the semifinals, though. But able to talk with the girls tennis team. Great bunch of girls. Coach Grassel does a great job there with the Rockets. And when you think of tennis, Neenah, you usually think of tennis, Brett.
Think of tennis. Usually. Excellent tennis programs fueled by that. That great Neenah Rec program. Tom Bervin, the legendary coach at Neenah, the legendary tennis coach with Ryan Anderson in the basketball program as well. So yeah, it's tennis, but it's a lot of other things over there too. It seems like their boys' basketball program's been pretty darn good. How about Allie Zabel and the girls' basketball program? Football has been excellent. Cross country. By the way, Clubhouse Live coming up on Monday. That's our Green Bay Packers show. Here's my segue. It takes place at the Fox Club at Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium, home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Also the home to Clubhouse Live. That's our weekly Packers show. Keyshawn Nixon's going to be back on Monday as our co-host. We have two co-hosts, actually, Keyshawn Nixon and Josiah DeGore. Josiah was just on this past week with rookie tight end Luke Musgrave. Waiting to hear who Keyshawn's bringing in on Monday's show. Hopefully we can talk about a Packers victory over the Vikings, right? That'll jazz some people up. First come, first seated. Gates open at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Show starts at 6:30. If you can't make it, it's on all of our websites, all of our Facebook pages, all of our on our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. And go, please give us a like on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. You get all the information. But as part of the show, we have our high school team of the week, and I'm wondering if you've got anybody scheduled.
Listen, I contacted Nina boys and girls cross country. I'm gonna see them tomorrow because I'm heading up to Wisconsin Rapids for the state meet. Brett, they both said they could not make it.
Oh.
They had other things scheduled, which I think might be the banquet.
Already?
Actually, well, I'm just saying they had other commitments. And what other commitments would a cross country team have?
I guess that's
on a
pretty
Monday?
fast. That's pretty fast. So, so are we scrambling for a team of the week?
Yeah, going to be scrambling for a team of the week, Brett. You know, I'm thinking after tonight, hopefully I'm going to try some of the football teams. We'll figure something out, try to get someone in.
Yeah.
Now, Appleton, either Appleton North or Kimberly boys volleyball might be an option as well.
Okay. We might need some help because the way the Packers are playing these days, folks are
they're bailing. They're bailing.
Our fans, we have our regulars, but yeah, the juice at the beginning of the season is definitely soured, you could say. Become a little bit more tart. But yeah, check it out. Again, it's a fun show. It's not X's and O's. It's more of an entertainment show, a personality show. Get a chance to meet these guys away from football, get to know them. I co-hosted Ricardo here, Mr. Bear Fan. He co-hosted as well. And again, it's free. So check it out. Hang out with us on a Monday night.
Brett, couple other scores. Stratford leading Mondovi 14-0. Stoughton leading Waterford 20-3. St. Mary Springs big over Howard's Grove 35-0. Maybe check some of these other. Hustacon 20-14 over Lomira. Aquinas 32-6 over Watertown Luther Prep. And again, Marquette leading Bayport at the half, Brett, 21-7.
Still 3-zip Kakana, as you said, at the half.
No score between Darlington and Mineral Point. And I want to say Sussex is still leading Arrowhead, but that game has gotten close. And if you didn't hear before, Nina leading Chippewa Falls 21-0.
Yeah,
and Ashton Van Beek is still playing quarterback, by the way.
I understand they're showing our live stream on the Nina scoreboard. So I don't know if they can hear us, but if
they love us.
If you can hear us, hello to Nina.
Hello, Nina.
Hello, Rockets fans. Thanks for watching. They're very interested, obviously, in this one because it sounds like they're going to beat Chippewa Falls and they're going to await the winner of this Kimberly SPASH game.
They'll travel to whoever wins this game. State
quarterfinal. Well, they would probably prefer to travel a little closer, but not that Stevens Point's that far away. But appreciate you guys watching. Thanks to the Nina staff for putting us on the big old Jumbotron over there. Hey, first half scoring again for both teams. Stevens Point got on the scoreboard first. 3-yard pass from Grant Chandana to number 7, Amon Konopaki, 6-0. That was in the second quarter. And then initially that was off the interception from number 12, Johnny Aniedis.
Say that again. Say it again.
Put Johnny Aniedis put Stevens Point on the Kimberly 5-yard line, able to punch it in a couple plays later. Remember, they kicked the PAT. It was good, but then a procedure call backed it up 5 yards, had to kick it again, and this time it was wide left. So 6-0 SPASH with the lead. And then Kimberly answered with a 14-play, 80-yard touchdown drive capped by Marcus Doucette's 2-yard run. Kick was good with just 7 seconds to go in the first half, 7-6. And that, again, was sparked by that 15-yard personal foul face mask penalty. Really kind of, I thought, got that Kimberly offense certainly feeling a lot better. They started at the 20, next thing you know, at the 41-yard line, and then they're off and running from there. So some critical penalties, you could say, for Stevens Point as well. But third quarter about to get started. It'll be interesting to see the adjustments I don't know if there's really much adjusting that needs to be done, right? It's a close game, and whoever out-executes the other team here in the second half is going to win this ball game. Kickoff to the Papermakers. That's Gavin Tyson fielding it. He's already at the 30-yard line, trying to get around, and tackled by number 27, Coy Caralunas? Carolinas, the linebacker.
Ball's going to be marked at the 36.
Randolph 16, Oshkosh Lourdes 6 from our friend Josh Young. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Josh.
That.
Coach of the Zephyrs, Brett.
The Zephs. I like the Zephs, and they got a great color scheme as well.
We just had their volleyball team on the round table not too long ago, 2 weeks ago maybe. 1st and 10 at the 36.
Good
important
people.
drive, I think, Brett, for Kimberly.
I think just as important for that SPASH defense. Try to get off the field quickly. And now a handoff to Marcus Doucette, who's got some space, just dragging his defender, and he's got a first down.
Yeah, Doucette, Brett, ran for 40 yards on 10 carries in the first half. He's going to pick up quite a bit more.
Not much the defensive back could do there because Doucette already had a full head of steam, and at that point you're just trying to wrap up and slow him down as best as you can and hope that your teammates are going to come to your defense, your rescue, and bring him down. But first down run for Doucette already at midfield of the Papermakers.
13-yard carry, Brett. I think he must have carried a bunch of them for at least 5 or 6 of those yards.
A strong, hard runner is Marcus Doucette, and he's going to get the ball again, looking for some space, trying to bounce it. He's in SPASH territory, about the 48-yard line.
12 carries, 56 yards I have unofficially for Marcus Doucette. Doucette, younger brother of Ethan Doucette. Remember Ethan Doucette?
He was a heck of a football player, wasn't he? Where did he go again?
He was our player of the year.
Did you say he's at Winona State? Is that?
I think he's at Winona State. Maybe he's checking us out tonight.
Well, say hi. Swing it over to Bryson Veith and trying to get a block and going to be close to the first down, maybe a couple yards shy.
Yeah, they're marking that at the 43. Doucette has my number. He can give me a text if he wants a shout out.
Actually, 3rd and 1 now. 3rd and 1. How do you think you think the temperature affects these guys? I mean, it's been warm all week, and all of a sudden it just
affects us. Doesn't affect them.
We're a couple old guys.
And I'm telling you, if you're one of the big old slobber knockers up front, you like this kind of weather, Brett.
Yeah, it does.
Keeps you cool.
Yeah, they're shirt sleeves. They don't have long sleeves on. We're all bundled up here, aren't we? Carson Pendleton now waiting for it. He's going to hand off to Doucette. He's got the first down and more. Just about squirted through, but good tackle by the Panthers. I think that was 10-29. Riley Monternock was the defensive back there who, again, was able to corral Doucette. Maybe Brent, I can't get a number on that other player, but good job to bring Doucette down because I thought he was maybe a tackle away from celebrating a touchdown in the end zone. A little fake and trying to set something up. Whoa, look at this. Oh, what a tackle, but that's number 48 with the catch. That's Nathan Wiles, the senior tight end, getting in on the fun.
Yeah, takes it to the 20, and that's another first down, Brett. 11-yard gain on that nice pitch and catch.
Yeah, Brent says, Ricardo just having too much fun making me pronounce all those names. Maybe that's why there were sound issues before the game, right?
It might have been. You know, I let Brett do the heavy lifting on that because I am notorious for my flubbing of names.
It took you 14 years before you got Christopherson right.
I still get that wrong, Christopherson.
Yeah, well, I've heard that many times. There's a handoff to Doucette. Whoa, nice tackle. But again, wow, that Kimberly front right now, Ricardo, getting off on the snap, getting a big push. And there's a lot of running lanes for these Kimberly running backs right now.
Flag on the play, is that what I heard? And it will be against Kimberly.
Oh, there it is. Yep, there's the laundry. So that's a big penalty. So it takes away a nice run. Maybe that's the reason why there was a big rushing lane for Doucette, right? Hold call, going to push the Papermakers back behind the sticks. But thanks, Brent. Appreciate the kind words. He says, great job, gents. 1st and 20 now, ball at the 30. And that's maybe a stop that Panthers defense needed, a hold call against Kimberly. Because the Papermakers have started this second half looking pretty darn good, trying to double up. Remember, they scored a touchdown right at the end of the first half with 7 seconds to go. Now getting the ball to start this second half. Pendleton going to swing it over to Coronado with a big hit.
Trucking guys.
Yeah, that was a good tackle, though, by 23. Gavin Stelzer, the linebacker, junior linebacker. 4-yard pickup, second and 16 coming up for Kimberly?
Yeah, I saw Coronado right before the second half started. He was getting his right ankle retaped. Might have tweaked it maybe a little bit. But he's back up there out on the field, and a very pivotal guy in that run game, and he can also catch a passer too. I want to say he was a first-teamer all-conference as well.
Play fake, going to Veith, coming across the middle. Veith still on his feet. He's got the first down. Nice little play.
He is so explosive, Veith.
Yeah, good little play fake, right? And then Veith coming across from that far right side. Little slant coming, a little I guess, crossing route, you could say. And nice just timing pass from Pendleton. Just seeing Veith, who got in front of his defender and then got plenty of yards for the first down. Had some space to run. First and goal now for Kimberly. Ball at the 8.
Brett 3 for 3 for Pendleton on this drive.
Guessing Doucette's going to get the ball here on first and goal. Doucette with it, trying to push his way in. Watch out.
Right at the 1.
I thought, for a second, I thought the ball was loose, but it looks like Doucette had it. So second and goal. Ball will be at the 1.
I should say Pendleton's 4 for 4 on this drive, Brett. For 39 yards. 4 for 4 for 39 yards.
Handoff. No, Ellefson with the 1-yard touchdown run. 1-yard touchdown run by Braden Ellefson. And that's a heck of a start here to the second half for the Papermakers.
Yeah, Brett, 10-play, 64-yard drive. And culminating with that touchdown for Ellefson.
Ricardo, look at the clock, too, 6:45. They took half the time off this third quarter clock. So that's back-to-back drives of 14 plays, 80 yards, and now 10 plays, 64 yards. Hunter Berry, critical PAT now coming up here, trying to make it an 8-point game. Snap's good, holds good, kick is good. And as we look at our Celcom ETS performance scoreboard with 6:45 to play, Kimberly now up 8, 14-6 here in the second round game. So we were talking about that, Ricardo, in at the end of the first half and to begin the second half, a chance to double up, right? To that late touchdown by Kimberly with 7 seconds to go gives them the lead. They start the second half with the football, and what do? March down the field, punch in another score. And all the momentum now on Kimberly's side. This is a big drive now coming up for the Panthers. It seems like it's been a long time since the Panthers' offense has even been on the field.
Yeah, it has. Now we'll see how they answer. This is now time for a point to maybe answer with a score of their own.
There's a bouncer. Fielded by number 5, Izzy Moore. Moore still on his feet looking for some space.
Get those up guys to get the ball, Brett. They can't wait to run with it.
And Moore kind of hopping off. Looked like something with his left leg, left ankle, left foot. Hopefully he's all right.
42-0 at the half between Wanakee and La Crosse Central.
Guessing that's Wanakee with the lead?
Yes, Wanakee. I'm sorry, Wanakee 42-0 over Central.
Are they top ranked in D2 right now? Is that the top ranked team?
I want to say it is.
Yeah, boy, what a program for Wanakee.
Somerset leading Mosinee 30-21. Hey, Somerset, we all know what conference they're from, Brett.
The middle border.
Middle border.
Always tough.
Outstanding.
Isn't St. Croix Central still around in the playoffs
They are.
too? Sean Denard looking downfield, knocked away. Was that number 12? I think that was Benny Kiefer, junior defensive back, on coverage going against Amon Konopaki. That's a tough task. But Kiefer up for it and does what he needs to do, just knocks it away.
Sussex Hamilton leading Arrowhead 24-13.
Second and 10 now. Grant Chandana waiting for this snap. He's going to hand it off to Smola, looking for something, and just not much there, Ricardo. Big moment here for the SPASH offense. Third down coming up, and we have a Kimberly player down.
And we see motioning to bring out the
I think
trainer.
that's Oberman.
Oh, okay.
Number 0, Cody Oberman, the senior defensive back. Kakana now up 10-zip. So the Ghosts starting to pull away, looks like, in that one. Of course, a little ways to go.
Well, he's sitting up at least, and now he's going to stand.
Looks like he's all right. Good to see. Give me a chance, Ricardo. Again, we have a great deal on a digital subscription right now. 6 months for just $1 gives you
$1
unlimited digital access to your desktop, tablet, mobile device. Gives you the e-edition, full access to national reporting with the USA Today Sports Plus app. Again, just go to any of our websites and you should see a subscribe link at the top of our site. 6 months for $1. You can't go wrong. Please subscribe.
Menasha tied with New Berlin West, 0-0 at the half.
Ooh. Third down, big third down for this Panthers offense. We haven't seen a whole lot of these guys. There's a handoff to Smola, and just there's nothing there, Ricardo. Kimberly just bottling up, plugging those holes. And fourth down coming up. I have to think at midfield, SPASH is going to punt it away, aren't they?
They should.
Still just under 6 minutes to play.
I mean, seriously, Brett, other than that fake punt, they really have not done anything on offense.
Well, remember, after that fake punt, Kimberly got the goal line stopped.
Yeah, he did.
It was 4th and goal inside the 1. Kimberly was able to get the goal line stand, and then SPASH intercepted right away. So they're keeping the offense on the field. Here we go. Rolling the dice again are the Panthers.
Now they're calling
now we're going to get a timeout.
I don't think that's a good move. And it's one thing if you're trying to get them to go off sides maybe a little bit.
Yeah, but it's 4th and
6.
4th and 6, I guess, maybe to try to force a 4th and 1. But if you're going to call a timeout, you're not calling a timeout to go and punt, are you, necessarily? Or you think that you're talking things over?
That's a good question.
Let me, if I have some time, I'm going to start with the both teams well represented on their respective all-conference teams. Kimberly players earning first-team all-conference selection include senior offensive lineman Nick Plowman. He was unanimous. Senior tight end Abe Coronado. Senior wide receiver Bryson Veith. Senior quarterback Carson Pendleton. Senior defensive lineman Sam McGivern. Unanimous also the FBA Defensive Lineman of the Year. We have junior defensive lineman Sawyer Hanlon. Junior inside linebacker Braden Ellefson. Senior outside linebacker Sam Dudek. Senior safety Cody Oberman.
Brett, that's the final. Neenah beat Chippewa Falls.
All right.
21-0.
Rockets moving on to the state quarterfinals, and SPASH going for it here as Sean Denard looking downfield for Konopaki, and I think he caught it. What a catch by Konopaki.
Brett, he had 2 Kimberly defenders on him.
Ricardo, when that ball was thrown and I saw 2 Kimberly defenders, I thought there was no way that is going to be a completed catch. But Konopaki, he's a big, strong wide receiver. He's listed at 6'1", 170 pounds. He looks bigger than that. Kind of did a good job of boxing out the defender and just an acrobatic, tough, strong catch. What a play for the Panthers. And now Smola has some running room. Boy, talk about rolling the dice on 4th and 6 in your own territory and throwing deep downfield.
Well, Brent, I'll tell you this. He threw it to your biggest playmaker, right? You talk about putting it in the hands of your playmakers. They trust Konopacki to make that catch, and he did, even between two Kimberly defenders. I want to say between Wilds and Myers.
Good throw by Chandana as well. 2nd down for the Panthers. Biggest offensive play of the night for Stevens Point. Now the Panthers looking to capitalize. Play fake. Watch out, setting up a screen for Smola. And good job to make it. And I think that's coming back, isn't it? Yep, a couple flags. Good call, good play call. You saw number 6, Braden Ellefson, trying to make a diving stop on Smola, but it looks like this is coming back.
By the way, Oberman's out there now, so good to see him back.
And it is a hold against Stevens Point. That's a critical penalty.
Yeah, it is. That was a nice screen call,
It was. And it was set up beautifully. So where will they mark this off from? Okay. Ball will be behind the sticks at the 32-yard line. So 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 16, I think that brings up, Brett. See Hanlon over there saying, crowd, get into this for Kimberly.
Going deep downfield again, looking for Konopacki, and we're going to get a defensive pass interference, it looks like.
Really?
I'm guessing that's got to be the call, right?
I think so,
A little jostling for a position. And again, throwing downfield. Well, how many yards is that in high school?
15.
15-yarder, okay. So 2nd and 1.
You're right, it will bring up a 2nd and 1.
And defensive pass interference is the call. Hey, to finish the All-FVA, along with McGivern winning Defensive Lineman of the Year, other FVA top honors went to Kaukaunen's Mitch Verstegen. He was Offensive Lineman of the Year. Kaukaunen's Parker Shue. He was Offensive Receiver of the Year. Kaukaunen's Finley Dorio, Offensive Back and Player of the Year. Kaukaunen's Matt Binsfeld won Coach of the Year. Kaukaunen's Carson Van Dinter won Defensive Back of the Year. It's like a clean sweep for Kaukauna. And then Appleton North Brock Arndt won Linebacker and Defensive Player of the Year. I'll do the SPASH Panthers on the All-VFA team as well. Chandana, 2nd and 1, going downfield again. What is it caught? Down at the 1 to Smola. Some incredible passing and catching for this Panthers offense right now. Putting it on your quarterback right now to make some throws.
Brett, they look like that was a wheel route. That was really well run.
Yeah. Actually, I thought it was going to be a little too far in front. And now the Panthers knocking at the door here. Handoff, Chandana looking to try to get in, and I think waiting for the signal.
Is he short?
And I think he's shy.
Ooh.
Right at the goal line. Just shy of the goal line. 2nd and goal.
Well, now we saw what happened on the other edge of the field, Brett, in the first quarter where SPASH was stymied. But, Brett, that ball looks to be right on.
I was going to say, I'm looking at through my binoculars. I don't think there could be even a millimeter of space. It's that close from the nose of the ball to the goal line.
The tush push or the brotherly shove?
Chandana, this time to Smola.
Nope,
he
Smola's
dives
in
and that's a 1-yard touchdown run. What an answer by the Panthers. And Ricardo, I think they're going to have to go for 2.
Some big pass plays, 25 yards, 16 yards, the pass interference, which happened on a 2nd down and 16.
Konopacki figuring big on those as well. Big catch and then forcing that defensive PI. He's kind of a problem back there, isn't he? A good-looking wide receiver.
Good quarterback.
Yeah, fantastic quarterback. Looking at Sean Denai, he's only a junior. He'll be back. 2-point conversion try for the Panthers. And Sean Denai knocked away. Oberman knocked it away. Wow. Intended receiver. Looked like it was number 21. I think that was the tight end, Ethan Ellinger, the big 6'5", 210-pound senior tight end, but Oberman knocked it away. And as we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard, Kimberly holding on to a 14-12 lead in this second round game. Trying to kind of sell that little play fake, right? And just a little quick toss in the middle of the end zone to your tight end. Just couldn't convert. Good job defensively by your senior defensive back, Cody Oberman, to get his hands on it and knock that away.
Eventful third quarter, Brett.
Heck of a battle here between 8-1 Kimberly, 9-1 Stevens Point. Winner will take on Neenah. Neenah won tonight, 21-zip over Chippewa Falls. They started that game an hour early at Rocket Stadium, brand new Rocket Stadium. You haven't had a chance to go check out the brand new Neenah High School. It is impressive. Take a little spin down that way if you're here in the Fox Valley. But Neenah will be either traveling right here to Papermaker Stadium next week or heading over to Gerke Field in Stevens Point. That is fielded by, that's number, well, watch out, big seam, watch out, watch out.
Brett, there's a hold.
Carter Howard in the flag at the 25-yard line, so that's coming back. And again, that's a reason why there was such a big running lane for Howard, because he took off and really untouched. You can hear the fans in front
They weren't too happy with that, Brett.
moaning and groaning on the hold call.
Replay, come on.
That's a critical penalty for the Papermakers, negates a big return by Howard. This will be spotted at the, looks like the 13-yard line, Ricardo. Well, let's see, 13 or 14. And in between. I'm going to say actually officially at the 14.
The 14? Okay.
Yeah. Well, we saw how SPASH answered the Kimberly touchdown. Can Kimberly answer that SPASH score? Kimberly offense, last two times they've had it, have scored touchdowns. This time Doucette, big lane on the left side, cuts it back inside, spin move, and on his feet almost broke it. Past the 35-yard line, and a heck of a run by Marcus Doucette. He's doing a little bit of everything there, Ricardo, showing his patience, showing his vision, showing his power, and then a little agility with that spin move on top of everything else. Ball will be at the 37.
Yeah, 23-yard run for Doucette.
That offensive line, Ricardo, doing some good work right now for this Kimberly offense.
94 yards on 15 carries. I have Doucette for unofficially. Three receivers near side for Kimberly, Brett.
Pendleton looking to his left, gonna fire it, and Veith open over the
Look
middle.
out.
Watch out, Veith on the run, cuts it back inside and spun down. Number 24 for the Panthers, Jackson Spees, getting his arms around Veith's waist, because I thought when he cut it in, maybe he had a seam to the end zone, but boy, two big plays. And Kimberly deep in SPASH territory already, and there's a flag on top of that. Is that going to be against Stevens Point?
I think it's a face mask. Right, a lot of offense in this quarter.
Well, I guess it's going to be a personal foul against the Panthers, so add 15 more onto that.
Brett, that was a 31-yard connection.
They make it 46 after the penalty. They're going to mark it all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Brett, if you're SPASH, you got to be I mean, Pendleton had all time to throw. that was I don't want to say a slow developing route, but he had all time in the world back there and hit Veith. Perfect pass.
Offensive line, again,
Yes.
we saw what they're doing in the run game, but yeah, they're giving now Carson Pendleton a lot of time to survey his receivers and where he wants to go with the ball. This time it's going to be a handoff to Gavin Tyson, cuts it back inside, and a good run there. So really getting off on the snap, starting to kind of control things as the Papermakers now on the verge of their third straight scoring drive.
Ball's at the 10. 2nd and 3 for Kimberly. As we're going back and forth in the third quarter here with these offenses.
Handoff to Doucette, trying to get pushing his way inside the 5. He's got a first down.
Six-yard carry, Brett. They're going to mark it at the 4, and that gives, according to my stats,
Go ahead.
16 carries, 100 yards.
And Doucette's down now.
Oh, boy.
So trainer's out to 10 to Marcus Doucette. At this time, hopefully he's all right, but gives me a chance to list the Panthers players who earned first-team All-Valley Football Association, and that includes junior offensive lineman Brendan Clubb, unanimous. Senior offensive lineman Nolan Bach. Oh, boy. Can't put any weight on that right leg.
There was kind of a violent end to that run, Brett. And hoping that Marcus is okay.
Senior fullback tight end Ethan Ellinger, also unanimous selection at defensive end. Senior receiver Amon Konopacki. Senior running back Braylon Smola, unanimous. He was also the offensive player of the year, Ricardo, for the VFA. Junior quarterback Grant Chandana, unanimous. Senior outside linebacker Braylon Nystrom. Junior quarterback Jackson Spees, and senior safety Riley Manternak and Riley Eigenberger, the coach of the year. Tyson looking for his way. He's into the end zone. How many yards was that, Ricardo?
4 yards.
4 yards for Gavin Tyson. And back up to an 8-point game. What'd you say, 3 or 4?
4 yards.
4 yards, I'm sorry.
Xavier now leading Winneconne 7-0.
There you go.
After 3 quarters.
And Hunter Berry on for the PAT. And that's good. Ricardo, a huge PAT, because now it's a 2-score game, up 21-12, 9-point lead as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. So 3 straight scoring drives for the Papermakers. That one, a 4-yard touchdown run by Gavin Tyson, 21-12 late here in the third quarter. Are they looking at Doucette here in the 10th?
I think so, yes. And Marquette's up 28-7 over Bayport.
Bayport's season coming to an end, isn't it? Look at that.
Two Rivers leading Campbellsport 28-0. Again, if you have any updated scores, feel free to just tweet at me or X at me, whatever that is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm at Ricardo DeLeon, DELIAN. Brett's at PC Brettsy. That might be a little easier. Either way, we'll both get it, or he'll get it anyway. And Rosie's at Metal Rosie because he likes the heavy metal music.
By the way, I just got word on who Monday's Clubhouse Live guest will be.
Oh.
Keyshawn Nixon, of course, our co-host, and Kenny Clark is going to be on the show. Big old
look at
defensive
that.
tackle.
We love Kenny Clark.
Kenny Clark, friend of the show, and definitely check it out at the Fox Club at Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute, home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. That's Monday, 6:30 p.m. Gates open at 4 o'clock. Admission is free. Smola with the carry or the return.
Brett Kakana with a field goal, probably from our guy Soto Sanchez. 13-0 Ghosts now over West De Pere in the third. Where are they marking this? At the 23?
Well, can the Panthers return the favor?
Well, they did the first earlier in the third quarter.
Seen though the kind of the residual effect of that missed PAT after that penalty, right?
Now you're chasing points. You never want to do that in a playoff game.
Absolutely, and down 2 scores, down 9 points. Uphill climb for the Panthers, but this Panthers offense looked pretty darn good. Last offensive possession, Chandana looking downfield, good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
what a throw.
Yeah, I guess so, to Jackson Stetler, the senior wide receiver. Boy, talk about just stepping in and delivering a bullet.
He's a big boy. That's a big boy throw right there.
Yeah, 6'3", 180-pound junior quarterback. Boy, I got you. You got to think Ryan Eigenberger is thrilled that he's going to have this guy back for another season.
Number 24, Brett on the carry.
24, that's
oh, it's Smola.
Smola, yep, 34, Braylon Smola. And that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. 12 minutes to go here in this Division I second-round game. Ricardo, I can't wait for next week because then I can start saying state quarterfinal.
Yes.
I know you don't like using the levels 1 and 2.
Levels, like ancient Egypt, like Kramer was going to build in his apartment. Levels.
Oh, Kramer. I watch Seinfeld every night.
I know you do.
It was the not to go all Seinfeld on everybody, was the episode where Kramer had the hot tub in his apartment and it went down to like 50-some degrees, and he's trying to get his core temperature up. That was also Jean Paul, the marathon runner, and that was just a good episode. Looks like they're I see Marcus Doucette has appeared from the tent, and they're just taping up that right ankle, Ricardo. Well, they have tents at the high school level.
Got to make sure that they have their privacy, Brett.
14-7 Verona over Middleton. Interesting score.
That is an interesting score. All right, where are we at here? 2nd and 9 at the 50.
Final quarter here at Papermaker Stadium. Panthers down 9. Shadinat on the run,
Look
looking
out
for something. And Hanlon trying to bring him down. Look at the quarterback.
He's a big kid.
He's tough to bring down.
I thought he was kind of dead to rights there behind the line of scrimmage, but really showing some good footwork.
14-13. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Takes it to the 44. It'll be a 3rd and 3, Brett.
14-13 now, Verona up versus Middleton. Thank you, Corbin. Hurlbrink tweeting us some scores, sending some X's, whatever, like you said, whatever it's called.
I don't even know what it's called.
Smola looking, he's going to be ill. Let's see. They're pushing the pile.
Did a good job of pushing it, yeah.
I think they got the first down. It is a first down.
One of the few runs where he's actually had, pretty good push. Boy, it has chilled, hasn't it? It's getting colder and colder. I don't like this none too much. My people, we don't like the cold.
I can't believe I was biking in a T-shirt and shorts earlier today. Smolin out with it, looking for there's nothing there. But guess who? Sam McGivern, big time tackle. Oberman there as well.
I wonder if he's going to take over this game, Brett. We've seen him do that in games before.
Fourth quarter, yep. Of course, Sam McGivern, the FV8 Defensive Lineman of the Year, unanimous Defensive Lineman first teamer.
A couple of scores here from our friend John Burke. Again, thank you, John Burke. We really appreciate this. Fondy 28 to Pier 14. Randolph 22-13 over Lourdes. Both are near the end of the third quarter. Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Swing pass, knocked away.
Hanlon.
Oh, he thought he had a fumble.
Big guys love to run with the ball.
Yeah, he was ready to go. He got a tweet from Jeff Nienhuis, are you guys coming to the volleyball sectional final tomorrow? Ricardo,
Listen, I'm glad he called or he texted that. Listen, I'm going to be at cross country, but I am trying to get back. Me and Mike Sherry, my boss, we're both covering the cross country meet. We're going to try to get back in time. I know that's a 4:30 start. I don't think we'll be back in time because the final race, I believe, is at 3:30. But Coach, if you or Coach Maz are around, I might be able to talk to you because I know I want to get to that girls' game that's at 7.
Chandana brought down by number 6, Braden Ellison, number 7, Brody Beck. Big 4th down coming up now. That's tough, right? Because obviously state cross country, it's a state meet, so you got so many excellent cross country runners.
I forgot that the game was at 4:30. I think me and Mike had actually were going to go. One was going to go to one, one's going to go to the other, or I was going to be able to make it, but I just can't do it. I won't be back in time for the boys' volleyball game.
4th down, going downfield,
nice
and
pass.
there's Konopacki. Where are they going to mark it? He's got the 1st down. What a ball, and just confidence in your receiver to be where you are expecting him to be. Yeah, you got some girls sectional finals tomorrow too, right? Xavier's alive, Appleton North.
St. Mary Catholic.
I think Appleton North and Bayport play at Kimberly, right?
Yes, they do.
Chandana again. Now he's going to start running. And out of bounds.
Oh, I like this quarterback.
Chandana.
Yeah, playmaker. Definitely a playmaker.
Yep, Grant Chandana, somebody to keep an eye on for next season as well. But the Panthers are thinking this season, right? They're trying to get to the state quarterfinals and take on the Neenah Rockets.
Again, Rockets 21-0 victors over Chippewa Falls. Shy High, Brett, Shy High.
2nd down coming up. Play fake. Going to go deep downfield, looking for Konopacki again, and good battle there. Konopacki wants a flag.
I thought that was pretty good coverage.
I thought that was just 2 guys going after the ball. I didn't see anything really egregious.
Yeah, and if the defensive back is going for the ball, he has a right to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't see anything, but Konopacki definitely a threat when he's out there.
Another update from my man Dan Cohn, 7-3 Xavier over Winneconne.
3rd down for the Panthers. Chandana looking again.
Hanlon.
Slings it over.
Beautiful.
Wow, good catch. That's number 4, Jackson Stetler, tiptoeing along that sideline. Ricardo, that is a bullet throw. Josh Young says 12-0 Menasha over New Berlin West, middle of the 3rd. Thank you, Coach Young. 1st down, ball at the 15-yard line. Ricardo, this Panthers offense really moving right now. And that's a handoff to Smola.
To me, you're looking at SPASH has a lot of confidence right now, Brett.
Mm-hmm.
You're moving the ball on a very, very, very good Kimberly defense, too.
The quarterback's doing a heck of a job
yes,
out there.
Yes, he is. Brett, he might be one of the better ones we've seen this year.
Yeah, he's good. He's very, very good. And doing a good job here of directing a couple of drives here to keep this Panthers team in it. Again, down 2 scores. 2nd down coming up for SPASH. Watch out. Trying to set up a screen with Smola. Almost has it blown up. Look at it. Hanlon, the one there to bring down Smola.
Who blew that up, though?
Was that number 6 coming in? Was that Ellefson coming in? And then there was another defender. I didn't catch a number. I did see a jersey number that seemed to slow down Smola a little bit and allowed Hanlon to get in there. 3rd down. What do you do if you don't get the first down? You make it a one-score game. Don't you try to kick the field goal?
To me, I don't know. In the 2nd round of the playoffs, I go right for it.
Going for Konopacki again. Back
pass.
End zone, and it's in. Touchdown.
Brett, I saw that thing develop.
Wow.
I saw the route open up. He threw it to that back corner of the end zone.
That's the same play
pass.
before that they hooked up on, wasn't it? How many yards is that?
10 yards.
2nd time those two have hooked up. Chandana to Konopacki.
And Kimberly has to be careful here.
Yeah.
7:53. There's plenty of time left here. That offense is going to have to get some first downs and whittle away that clock, because this is a very confident SPASH offense.
Well, suddenly you're seeing two very confident offenses, right? Whoa, blocked! That was just a low snap. Sawyer Zugi had no chance. And now it stays a 3-point game. As we look at our Cellcom and ETS performance scoreboard. So
Brett.
all 3 touchdowns, Ricardo, no extra points, no PATs, no 2-point conversions. That's been a mess for Stevens Point. Pecan up 13-7 over West Appear. Thank you, Corbin.
Josh. Again, Josh coming through for us, Coach. We
Yep, Josh
appreciate
too.
it.
Both of them have sent it in, so we appreciate that. How about this? How about a little onside kick?
I don't know. Boy, well, I mean, he
pull
did
out
the,
all the
fake,
stops?
the fake punt.
Yeah, pull out all the stops right now.
Brett, my teeth are chattering. I'm freezing.
You got an offense that I'm, quite frankly, super impressed with what they're doing against this Kimberly defense, which for the 2.5 quarters it seemed like we're doing a good job of just shutting down Stevens Point. But then Grant Chandana, the talented SPASH quarterback, has just made some fantastic plays. A lot of them to Amon Konopaki. And we got a 3-point game here with 7:53 still to play in this game. There you go, onside kick.
I think Kimberly recovered, though.
They
Brett.
did. That was number 4, Hunter Berry.
Wow.
How
SPASH is
about
going all
that?
out.
Nostra Christopherson right
Yeah,
here.
exactly. But, Brett, look, and I know Kimberly recovered this, but you got to give Eichenberger some credit. He's going for it.
Absolutely. He senses it. He knows his offense is hot, trying to get them back on the field. Credit Kimberly, though, being ready for it. They weren't fooled.
Well, this now puts the onus on the Papermakers, Brett. Yes, it does in the SPASH defense as well, but now if you're Kimberly, the last thing you want to see is a 3-and-out.
Question is, will Marcus Doucette, will he be able to play? They were taping up his right ankle. Gavin Tyson out there right now, and you know he's going to get the football, and he does with some blockers in front of him. Watch out. Gavin Tyson on the run. In that SPASH territory, past the 35. Boy, he had a couple of those linemen pulling and coming out, and just sort of leading the way right down to about the 33-yard line.
Brett, they're comfortable with Gavin Tyson.
Oh,
he
no
was
doubt.
The starter
He's the
most
leading
of the
rusher.
year. Yep.
And now Doucette is back out there, number 25. So good to see him feeling better, feeling good.
18-yard run, Brett, for Gavin Tyson.
Well, you see those linemen out there in front of Tyson, who's a real shifty. You knew that was going to be a big run play. And a good start for Kimberly, trying to answer a SPASH touchdown. Coronado again moving to his right. This time, a little bit of a weird exchange, but Marcus Doucette was able to hold on.
What did you see, Brett?
A little bit of a bobble. And then number 31 for Stevens Point there right at the end, Braylon Nystrom tried to get his hand. Looked like that ball was a little high because maybe the kind of the mess up on the exchange. But good job for Doucette to hold on to that football first on the handoff and then as he was going down.
104 yards on 17 carries. I have unofficially again for Marcus Doucette. Rode a warrior, though, Brett. He's out there with that taped up right ankle.
Ball at the 20, or where is it at? The 29?
29.
Yep, 1st and 10 for second down, I should say. And what do we have here?
To me, that's an offsides on SPASH.
Yep.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 1, BC, if that's what it is.
Yeah, it is offsides against Stevens Point. That's a big penalty here with 6:41 to play, and Kimberly on the move.
It's tough, those kids on the defensive line, Brett, they're so wired up, right? This is a big moment for them, and you're trying to beat the snap count.
Well, I'm not going out on a limb, Ricardo, and saying that I think Doucette gets it here on 2nd and 1, right?
Okay.
And Doucette does. Has the first down and more. Still on his feet. And still on his feet. He's in.
Brett, I thought he had a bad ankle.
He's in from 24 yards out.
He's got a bad wheel, folks. It doesn't matter.
He kept slipping tackles, kept thinking he was going down. And 24 yards later, Doucette with his second rushing touchdown of the night.
This is the best I've seen the Kimberly offense look, Brett, in a while.
Well, suddenly we're going back and forth here. The defensive game in the first half, remember, it was 7-6 Kimberly. Kimberly didn't get on the scoreboard till 7 seconds to go in the second quarter. Now Hunter Berry on for the extra point and gets it through. And with 6:20 to go in this game, look at our Cellcom ETS Performance scoreboard. 10-point lead, a 2-score game again for the Papermakers. They're up 28-18 after that 24-yard touchdown run by Marcus Doucette.
Brett, I'm honest. I'm surprised he's even out there. He was limping off pretty bad. He had to be carried off, right?
Yeah.
His arms were around two personal trainers or two trainers.
Couldn't put any weight on
Couldn't
that, right?
put any weight, and he's out there scoring and doing it impressively, breaking tackles. How is he doing that?
Is that 4 straight scoring drives for the Papermakers?
Yeah.
4 straight touchdown drives? By the way, you know it's coming, right? The stat of the night.
Yep.
Papermakers, Kimberly state title last season, the 8th in program history in 10 state championship game appearances. This is all dating back to the 07 season. Papermakers 8 championships, tied for the second most in state history. Their overall record dating back to the 2013 season, everybody listening, they have won 132 games and lost just 7.
Is that good? I think that's good.
950 winning percentage. That includes that stretch includes 6 state titles, 7 state championship game appearances, and of course that state record 70 game winning streak. 132-7 since the 2013 season. And of course Chad Michaelwitz now in his second season here guiding the Papermakers. He's 21-2. Talk about handing the baton, right? Steve Jorgensen was the one who kind of got this program going with those state titles in 07, 08. 3 straight state title appearances. Then he hands the baton off to Steve Jones. Of course, we saw what Coach Jones did as Konopacki picks it up, looking for some space.
Oh, man.
Watch out. Boy, he's an athlete, isn't he?
He pops. He pops
he does.
on the field.
And then now Coach Jones handing the baton off to Chad Michaelwitz. All 3 coaches have won state championships, but Chad Michaelwitz 21-2 now in his 2 seasons as head coach. Of course, previously he was the De Pere head coach for 11 seasons. In those 21 victories, Kimberly has outscored its opponents. This is coming into the game, 698 to 280. That's an average of 33.2 to 13.3 per game.
Well, here we go, Brett. SPASH up against it.
Pump fake, here we go again. Konopacki,
Oh.
just a little too far, but he did his defenders beat.
He had a nice deke move, Brett. Konopacki was wide open. Just missed on that.
Konopacki's a senior. Thinking of, boy, if he was coming back too, what a combination that would be. Sean Donat to Konopacki. Of course, Steve Jorgensen, an assistant with the Neenah Rockets, and the Neenah Rockets in the state quarterfinal, right? But it's amazing, from coach to coach to coach now. This program keeps on humming. Little pass. Whoa, that's not. Are they going to say it? Is that complete? They're going to say incomplete. I agree.
No, they're not.
The official is saying incomplete. Number 17, Kyle Medlina, the junior wide receiver. He never had control of the ball. I was watching, had binoculars on the whole time. He was trying to lasso it in.
Too, Brett. He's down.
And
he took a heck of a hit.
Hopefully he's all right.
We hope he's all right.
Yeah.
He was trying to gather it in and wasn't able to, and that kind of led to the big hit. He wasn't paying attention to where he was.
Too focused on trying to secure that ball. It was loose. He never had control of it, never was able to tuck it in. And hopefully he is okay. Not sure where we'll be next week, by the way, for that state quarterfinal. It could be right back here, folks. I know. I mean, we get some folks out there grumbling about Kimberly, but come on, guys. I mean, if you have a Kimberly-Neenah state quarterfinal, Ricardo, what else are you supposed to do?
That's true. Brad, Steve Verbost, I'm talking about the YouTube channel. Thank you guys for all watching, by the way. We love hearing from you. He goes, it's strange not seeing Freedom or Little Chute in the playoffs in D4 at those levels. You're right.
Yeah.
Because traditionally those are very strong D4 programs. I mean, what? Little Shoe or Freedom made it to the state semifinals. I want to say last year lost to Columbus, that great Columbus team.
Didn't Little Shoe the year before go to the
and
state
Little
semis?
Shoe, yes. So
yeah, they both made runs. Freedom didn't even make the playoffs this year.
Right. But yeah, you still see some NEC teams though. Wrightstown in D5.
Yeah, I think they're going to go far. I know you think so too, Ricardo. Luxembourg Casco still playing as well. Shondanah, kind of a little sidearm flip. Boy, he just flicks that ball, and that's Konopaki with the catch. Curious on what the stats are for Konopaki and what Shondanah is doing as a passer tonight.
Oh, Brett, I haven't even been adding those up.
Yeah,
my hands are freezing. I can't. I can't use them. They're meat hooks right now.
Why can't we just ease into the cold weather? Why does it have to go from almost 70 to 40 in the same day?
Look, I know I'm a big baby, but I am shaking up over here.
Yeah, it's chilly.
First and 10 at the 40.
Wind kind of blowing in here in the press box. Panthers got to get moving. Under 6 minutes to play, down 10.
I say get it in the hands of Konopaki. That kid is a playmaker. He's one of the best playmakers I've seen all year.
Shondanah looking, and I think, what are we going to get? Leal going to get a false start.
Wow.
I think it just took too long. Yeah. I don't know what was going on over there. Shondanah was looking at the sideline, but seemed a bit disjointed, so a 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15 coming up. But, yeah, I guess some other options. Well, Kakana, that's kind of off the table, unfortunately, for us. So just trying to think of some other possible games, but boy, how do you not stream a Kimberly Neenah state quarterfinal? It'd be like us not doing
Don't second guess it. You're doing the right thing.
Not doing a Kimberly Neenah boys basketball, girls basketball sectional semifinal or something. So we'll see. Going downfield, guess who? Is that Konopaki again with the catch? My goodness. Boy, is he impressive. And you know the defense is focused on him, and he's still coming down with catches. Some of them contested catches. And you know it's going to be all passing now. Shondanah looking again and knocked away.
Well, Brett, I have Konopaki 4 catches in the half for 69 yards. Now, I'm going to have to check what he did in the first half, but 4 catches, nearly 70 yards.
Yeah, it's got to be over 100 yards, right? He's got a couple touchdown receptions. Second down for the Panthers. 5:39 to play here in this ball game. Kimberly up 10. Can the Panthers make it a one-score game again? They've been hot. A little flip pass, not sure what happened there. Ethan Ellinger, the tight end, the intended receiver. Now 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I have them unofficially 5 for 84. But I'm going to double check that, though. I mean, obviously, Brett, I can't even move my fingers. I'm dying here.
It's not that cold.
For me, it is. My people don't like the cold. Us Latinos, Brett, do not like the cold. I don't know if you know this.
Is there a penalty?
They definitely
backed up, right?
Yeah, they did.
Backed up to the point 48-yard line. Kind of looking away. You can see the SPASH crowd directly across from us, but then I look to my left and I see a few lonely people in those very cold-looking metal bleachers.
Yeah.
All wrapped up. Shondanah looking again downfield. Ooh.
Nice play by the defensive back, number 20.
Yeah. Mikey Wilds on Charlie Belson, the junior wideout, number 0, the intended receiver. So 3rd and 15 now coming up for the Panthers. Yeah, you can see those those brave souls. They're all bundled up across the way, and those cold bleachers to the left, kind of in the corner of the end zone. There's a good look at the SPASH fans that are here tonight. Good, nice big crowd here. Shondanah going to try to set up a screen with Smola, and guess who came in? Brody Beck, the senior linebacker, just got in and really didn't let that screen materialize. 4th down, SPASH has to go for it. Back to the Stevens Point 45-yard line.
Brett, that's tough because if you're Stevens Point, and that rush is really getting through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that to me, that's a good call, but but now if it doesn't work, you're fourth and forever.
Yeah, 4th down and 18 to go. You know where Shawneenaw wants to look, and we're going to get a timeout by Kimberly. Again, I'll announce next week's game on my Twitter account at PCBretzi, so please give me a follow. However, if it is Kimberly-Neenah, I think we'd be crazy not to do that game, Ricardo. I know you agree. Mike,
either
Sherry
way.
agrees.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it all pans out.
Romeo Vang saying, hey, I'm on crazy sleeper wide receiver in Wisconsin. I agree with you, Romeo. He's one of the best receivers we've seen all year. They had a really good one last year. What was his name? Number 1.
Pumper.
Pumper, yeah.
Peyton Pumper, I think is what
Peyton Pumper.
Yeah.
Man, they're churning out some good receivers over there at SPASH.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a touchdown catch. This last time these two teams met was week 1 last year at Stevens Point, a game we streamed. Kimberly won 48-13. Blake Berry, remember him? He had a 169-yard night, 3 touchdowns. Papermaker scored a TD on the opening kickoff of the season. Remember, a 92-yard sprint to the end zone by Jack Stotts. Quarterback Seth Myron, he threw for 143 yards and a pair of scores. Noah Marshke, 109 yards passing and 2 touchdowns for the Panthers. Peyton Pumper and Braden Smola with catches in that one. Here you go.
18, Brett.
Where is he going? He's going to go. This is going to be intercepted. It's going to be intercepted.
Myers?
That's number 22. That's Thomas Myers, still on his feet. And that might do it. We'll see. 4:41 to play. Didn't look like there was much there based on just how the coverage was being played by the Papermakers. When he threw it, you look downfield, boy, there's a whole lot of green or red jerseys there. Myers with the easy pick. I wanted to mention this stat too, Ricardo. Fox Valley Association, we talked strength of conference, 4-1 last week's first-round playoff games. Appleton North was the only team to bow out as it fell to Kimberly. Conversely, the Valley Football Association, 1-4 with Stevens Point emerging as the lone victor. SPASH, of course, took down Wausau West, while DC Evers fell to Neenah in another D1 matchup. Marshfield falling to New Richmond, Hortonville losing to Cedarburg. Those were a pair of D2 games.
1st and 10 at the 33 of SPASH for Kimberly.
And if you're Kimberly, right, you're going to run the ball and you're going to take as much time off the clock as you can. Gavin Tyson with it. And he's wrapped up by number 90, Owen Vanden Elzen, and I think number 21, Ethan Ellinger.
Glad you're pronouncing those names, my friend.
Vanden Elzen, we got a lot of Vans around this part of the state. So that's an easy one. Konopaki, I've seen that name before.
2nd down and 9 for Kimberly. Trying to wrap this one up by 10.
Yeah, and if you're your penalty, you're not going to get the guys lined up. You're staring down that back judge. He's going to raise his hand. There it goes.
Yep.
Now the line gets set, and he's not going to snap it till the back judge starts counting down. There he goes, and here comes the snap. There's Tyson looking for some running room. Panthers keying in on that. Now you're a little tempted, aren't you? You know that they're loading the box, right? Is this now your little screen, little dump off to like an Abe Coronado, your tight end, and keep him in bounds?
Ooh, big old number 54 coming off the field for Kimberly with an injury. Mason Campbell, senior offensive lineman, 6 foot, 260 pounds, kind of nursing that right arm, right shoulder.
3rd and 8 for Kimberly. Again, taking its sweet old time, but I'd be tempted, Ricardo. I'd be tempted to kind of roll the dice in a little pass play. See Abe Coronado out there. Well, he's on the move. Instead, it's going to be a little handoff to Gavin Tyson, 4th down coming up. And I would think Stevens Point, if they're going to want to burn some timeouts here. They have 2 left.
Nick Ruska on the tackle.
We have another timeout for an official's timeout. This time Tyson a little slow getting off the field.
Yeah, you're right.
Now SPASH is going to burn its 2nd timeout.
Timeout, Stevens Point.
2 more live streams for us this football season. We're doing a state quarterfinal next week, state semifinal 2 weeks from now. And then our focus will shift to boys and girls basketball, Ricardo. It's basketball season.
Give it about a month, please.
No. You can't. There are going to be some great matchups. Are you kidding me? Kaukauna, Oshkosh North on the boys' side. Nina, Hortonville on the girls' side. Kimberly's going to have some nice players on the girls' side. We got to start strong. You can't just blow off a whole bunch of these early season games.
I think you can.
No.
Quite frankly, the basketball season's the longest season around. It lasts 4 months.
Then we'll be falling behind, my friend.
Xavier up 14-3, or actually Xavier final. They beat Winneconne 14-3.
Okay.
They're
Hawks
moving on to the
state quarterfinals. One of these times, they're going to meet one of those middle border teams, aren't they?
Yeah, well, Somerset was winning in its matchup.
4th down for the Papermakers. Pendleton waiting for the snap, and he's going to keep it. He's going to go downfield. He's got Veith, and that is a touchdown. 28-yard score.
Well, Brett, you called it, right? You thought maybe they'd go with the pass.
Wide open.
You got to give Kimberly offensive line a lot of credit, Brett. They gave him time to throw. You know, that route developed, and Veith was wide open in between 2 defenders.
Is that 5 straight touchdown drives by the Papermakers? Man. And nice throw by Pendleton. Veith into the end zone. Hunter Berry now on for the PAT. And it's good. 2:55 to play as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. Kimberly now in complete control, up 35-18 over Stevens Point.
All right, again, John Burke, thank you again for the update. He says Fondy 42-14 over De Pere with 5+ minutes left. Randolph over Lourdes 30-13 with 9+ minutes. Springs 41-6 over Howard's Grove. That's a final. Thank you, John. Appreciate all the help. Ted Quick, hey, thank you, Ted. 5:34 left in the third quarter. This was a few minutes ago, though. Menasha leading New Berlin West 19-0.
How about, did you mention Kaukauna winning?
Oh, no, I did not.
Yeah, Josh Young says Kaukauna wins 13-7. He tweets to us, worth your time to watch the last 4 minutes on YouTube later tonight. Crazy ending.
Okay, thank you, Josh. We're all a community here, right? We're talking about the scores and the second round of the playoffs. It's going to be even more fun next round.
We love it. We love all the interaction. That's what this is all about. We appreciate everybody chiming in and helping us out with scores. And just watching our stream. Looks like we have a fantastic number, so thank you so much. We really, really, truly appreciate your interest in these games, and hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying it on a nice, warm, toasty house. Got that fireplace going, right, Ricardo? I'm just trying to torture Ricardo a little bit more.
Oh, don't do that.
Probably under a nice warm electric blanket.
Right now, I'm telling you, I'm gonna go back and now I might grab me some wings, write up my story, because then Brett, I guess I'll be working till 1 in the morning, but
I'll be sleeping at that point.
I gotta wake up again fairly early and get over to Wisconsin Rapids for the state cross country meet.
Becky says she tweets heartbreaker as a Phantom fan. What happened there? Menasha up 19-0 at the end of 3. Thank you, Josh. Xavier, as you said, wins 14-3.
Yeah, you know, Menasha, Brett, I don't want to sound like I predicted that, but as a 7 seed, come on. You can't have Menasha as a 7 seed. And that didn't surprise me that they beat Plymouth. Now they're whooping. Let's call it what it is. They're whooping up on New Berlin West. I feel really good about them going far, Brett.
Trying to, Curious on what happened in that Kaukauna West De Pere game, though. I'll have to check that out when I get back. Just looking at our guy, Torque Mason, photojournalist here. Again, check out his photo gallery later tonight on postcrescent.com and all of the Central Wisconsin websites. There's a little screen play to Aaron Konopacki. Torque does a great job, and there'll be some fantastic images. Dan and Bill must be out tonight too. Dan Powers, Bill Glasheen. I'm sure one must have been at West Appear Kaukauna game down the road, and the other must be at Xavier tonight shooting. There's a pump fake. Going deep downfield and knocked away by Ellefson. I think that was number 6, Ellefson. Jackson Stetler, the intended receiver there for SPASH.
Check out Santi. Look at that, watching our game here on
his. That's nice. We know him.
We appreciate that.
Yep. Thank you very much. Good to hear from you.
Do this again next week, everyone, I hope. Incomplete.
Yeah, number
Brings up
21.
Fourth and 9 and 36 at the 36.
Ethan Ellinger. This is what you need. A nice little bowl of chili with some noodles there.
Chili does not have
Sorry,
noodles.
Jim Myron sent that out. I got to say it, Jim. You maybe didn't want me to say who sent that, but
that's Chili Mac.
No.
Chili does not have noodles.
Hey,
in
listen. Josiah DeGora, our Packers tight end, one of our co-hosts of Clubhouse Live, he played at Cincinnati, and that's a big deal. Chili noodles and
Look
chili.
out,
Watch
Hanlon.
out. Sean Anad is going to be dropped. So have a nice big bowl of chili, says Jim Myron, with some noodles in it. That sounds darn good to me.
I am hungry. I'll eat anything at this point.
I had a pretty big lupper. My wife and I have luppers now, where we'll eat like at 3 o'clock.
I love that idea if I'm going to bed at 10, but when I'm not till 1, it's different.
We went to a local establishment and had a nice big old plate of perch.
Oh, yeah?
Good. It was good.
Red Lobster?
No, not. More of a
a little more upscale.
Not even upscale. It was just they have good perch at this place,
Gotcha.
but they're not a sponsor, so we can't
Culver's.
say. No, it wasn't Culver's either. Not a national chain. It's a local place. Big old plate of perch, and it was darn tasty. Well, looking like Kimberly and Nina in a state quarterfinal. Boy, talk about a big-time matchup there, huh?
Well, we don't want to hear anything from you guys. That's the matchup that we got to do.
Yeah,
Even if SPASH would have won here, we would have done SPASH and Nina.
Yeah,
probably.
we were going to Stevens Point and done Nina SPASH without a doubt. Or at least we would have attempted it.
It makes the most sense.
It's just the way the schedule's laid out. I mean, we did. We always have to do the Kimberly Appleton North games. Those are great games, and just happen to play back to back. Then all of a sudden, you see a 9-1 Stevens Point team coming to 8-1 Kimberly. Like, well, how do you not do that? Plus, Stevens Point's one of our schools in our USA Today Network Wisconsin markets. It's just sort of the way that the schedule's playing out, and Pendleton going to take a knee. So I don't want any nasty emails from anybody else. It wasn't a nasty email.
But people still hating.
Nah, it was okay. He was good. Kimberly beat Nina 21-zip back on September 29th, so that's going to be the rematch. And no, it's okay. We appreciate the feedback, and I'll send an email back and just kind of explain sort of the situation and how things are looking and all that good stuff. It was a good email. It was a nice email. Because he was appreciating our coverage and enjoying the games, but it's just that's just the way the schedule kind of plays out.
That's right.
And a lot of the teams kind of have to go on the Menasha on the road now. So. Final 10 seconds coming off the clock. Ricardo.
Menasha up 25-0 now early in the fourth.
Blue Jays off to the state quarterfinals. I know you got to get down to the field and do some coverage, right? Folks can find this stuff later tomorrow.
Yes.
Recap.
Early tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to get everything recapped and ready to go because I'm leaving for the state meet over in Wisconsin Rapids for cross country. But first off, my quick point on both teams. SPASH, very good team.
Yeah.
Much better than what I saw them against Hornville, and they won that game. I love your quarterback.
Yeah.
I think you got things to build around. You have the most important piece, right? Now it's a matter of having everyone elevate their play to match his play because I think he's one of the very best, certainly in the area, maybe even in the state going into next season. That's a heck of a quarterback that you have. For Kimberly, their offense played a lot better, Brett, than the last couple games. Now, of course, we had Appleton North's defense to contend with if you're a Kimberly fan. but their offense showed a lot more punch when it comes to the ground game. We're hoping Marcus Doucette is not going to be too limited with that ankle, Brett. But I really like, hey, it's Kimberly. They're at the quarterfinal level. They have a heck of a matchup coming up with Neenah. That is going to be even a bigger game in terms of like because they know each other so well.
They know each other. You got a guy like Grant Dean for Neenah who's just sensational. There'll be no secrets there either, and that's a game could go either way.
So best of luck to both teams. We'll see you, back here then again, right?
Well, that's probably the game plan. I'll confirm it. Yeah, I'll tweet it out early next week at PC Bretzi just to be sure. But I'll definitely check it out, and we'll kind of go from there.
And everyone out there, thank you so much. Let's do this again next week, huh? We're becoming kind of a community, Brett, with all of the people that we interact with on the Facebook and also on YouTube.
Absolutely, we love it. We love it.
Let's do this again. Favorite time of year.
2 more games to go for us for the live stream season, and then it's hoops.
That's right.
But let me run down the scoring before I sign off. Ricardo, get out on the field, and good luck in Wisconsin Rapids tomorrow with the state cross-country meet. Run down the scoring. The Panthers got on the scoreboard first. 3-yard pass from Grant Chandonat to Amon Konopaki. Made it 6-0. Actually, the PAT was good, and then a procedure call backed up the Panthers, so they had to kick it again, and they missed. So it was 6-0. That kind of plagued the Panthers the rest of the way. Kimberly finally got on the scoreboard first on a 2-yard touchdown run by Marcus Doucette with just 7 seconds to go in the second quarter. That capped a 14-play, 80-yard drive, made it 7-6 Kimberly, and then the Papermakers never trailed from there. Actually, that was the first of 5 straight scoring drives, not counting the kneel down here at the end. Kimberly then up 14-6 with 6:45 to play in the third quarter, and a 1-yard touchdown run by Braden Ellefson, kind of in that wildcat formation. That played that capped a 10-play, 64-yard drive. Then SPASH, and they kind of went back and forth. 1-yard touchdown run by Braylon Smola with 2:44 to play in the third. 2-point pass attempt was no good, so it was 14-12 Kimberly. Then the Papermakers answered with a 4-yard touchdown run by Gavin Tyson with just 32 seconds to play in the third quarter, made it 21-12, 9-point lead, a 2-score game for the Papermakers. And then with 7:53 to go in the fourth, a 10-yard touchdown pass from Chandonat to Konopaki, the second time those two hooked up tonight, made it 21-18. The kick was no good. It was a low kick, so a 3-point game at that point. Then the Papermakers go up 10 with 6:20 to play in the fourth quarter. 24-yard touchdown run by Marcus Doucette, 28-18. And then with 2:55 to play in the game, a 28-yard pass from Carson Pendleton to Bryson Veith, 35-18 is the final score. With the victory, the Papermakers improved to 9-1 on the season. They will host Neenah in a state quarterfinal right here at Papermaker Stadium next Friday night. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. The Panthers, congratulations to them. Fantastic season, champs of the Valley Football Association. They finish at 9-2. Again, I'll tweet out our live stream matchup. More than likely going to be right back here as Kimberly is going to host the Rockets, but you can find that out. I'll confirm that, I guess, on my Twitter account at PC Bretzi, so please give me a follow. And remember, live coverage will kick off regardless of where we're at 6:45 p.m. You can also access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Again, a final thank you to our sponsors, Cellcom, ETS Performance, and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. At Cellcom, putting you at the center of all they do means saving you $500 when you join. You choose the plan, number of lines, and phone. Visit cellcom.com for details. ETS Performance, the leading provider of sports performance training for athletes across the Midwest and Northeast Wisconsin. Visit etsperformance.com to schedule your free athlete evaluation today at the ETS location nearest you. And Cooney's, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. So for Ricardo, for Rosie, and the crew, the entire crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, this is Brett Christopherson saying so long from Papermaker Stadium here in Kimberly, Wisconsin. Once again, the final score tonight, the Papermakers, they're moving on. Kimberly 35, SPASH 18. Thanks for watching, everybody.